Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight we are continuing that LL grind. Last night we were really trying to see if we could beat fatigue consistently. Tonight, I'm going to be honest, we're really just kind of testing. I know that Vaporize and Shock is on the thumbnail and things like that, and Vaporize and Shock is a really good card, and we are going to play it into Chain. If we run into any tonight, we'll get to see how good that card can truly be. But tonight we're really just testing. We're trying to see what games we can find, and we're really just trying to get some good games in to make sure that we are getting as much practice as we can coming into Columbus this coming weekend. I'm going to be leaving on Friday, so there'll be a stream tonight, there'll be a stream on Thursday, and then I'll be off all weekend in Columbus playing cards. Side note, by the way, all of the Talishar tourney games, all of the Swiss games are going to be up tomorrow. They're going to be coming in staggered intervals of a couple hours tomorrow. So all the Swiss games are coming tomorrow, and then all of the top 8 cut games are coming on Friday. So we're going to have all those games for you guys to see kind of what happened at the LL Talishar tourney this past weekend, so you guys can catch up on everything that you guys missed this weekend because I was not able to stream, unfortunately. Yo, Caleb, Trent, what's up, guys? The more I listen to the starting soon screen, the more I think aggro music tastes is dubstep. I mean, listen, I like dubstep music. I don't dislike dubstep music, but I do like dubstep. I won't lie. I like quite a bit of music, to be honest. I'm really all over the place when it comes to music in terms of anything. I just kind of like music. Yo, let's go, Trent, with the obligatory bit. Let's go, dude. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Let's see. So what is that? So a bit every time I stream, there's 52 weeks in a year. If I'm streaming 3 times a week, 52 times 3 is 156. So that equates to $1.56. Let's go, my man. You love to see it. You love to see it. The $1.56 of support over the course of the year, baby. All right. So against Briar, I have to imagine that Crown is looking better than Balance. We're probably. I wonder if we just want to run combo into them. Honestly, if it's just a straight race. We're going first. Since we're going first, we're going to try and play a little defensively here. We're going to bring in the Sink Belows and just run it this way. There is a chance we could bring in Warmongers and try to get them here with the Warmongers because there are a lot of attacks and non-attacks. You know what? Let's do it. Let's bring in 2 Sinks and 1 Fate. Or 2 Sinks and 1 Warmongers and try to get them. Actually, you know what? Let's cut a blue. Ball Lightning, maybe? Ball Lightning, cut a blue Ball Lightning and play the Warmongers. I don't hate it, to be honest, and we'll play it this way. I kind of like this. We do want to run AB1 through Lightning Greave, so I think that's the best thing we can do. Yeah, it's possible that they can out-aggro us, but since we're going first, I think we need to try and play with a little bit of defense. It's kind of the plan here is we want to have a little bit of defensive capabilities if possible. Ooh, I like that. I like this. I like the card backs. That's kind of cool. Card backs are pretty sweet. We're just going to push the tempo here and just try to get aggressive. They are running AB2 into us, not AB1, which is a little surprising. To see them not running more Arcane Barrier here. And then I guess we'll just save the Snatch for next turn. We'll just throw the Gone on a Flash here. Just throw the Gone on a Flash. It's very possible that we are supposed to just bring in the combo and just try to race them, but I don't know for sure. If I'm being honest, I don't know what the best course of action is, if I'm being 100% honest. This hand's pretty good. We get to Flittering Charge and then press it and then throw the Snatch. So we have a pretty good hand here. Hopefully this whiffs. They do whiff. That is step number 1. What's your Chain versus Oldham vid? Feel a little bit better into the matchup now. Thank you. Dude, Cameron, I'm glad I could help, man. I'm glad I could help. I really enjoy Chain and Living Legend, to be honest. I just think that Aurora is a better fit for what I'm trying to do this weekend. But Chain's a cool deck, man, and Duskblade's really fun. I really like Duskblade as a whole, so I think there's a lot. I think Duskblade is a very cool weapon. Are we sinking here? Do we want to stop this out just to be able to deny them the value? I mean, I guess we can, right? We can just give the Sink Below here and take 3. we don't really need to block this out. Like, we can just play this ink below. Maybe we put... Nah, this hand's not bad. This hand's not bad. I like this hand quite a bit, so... Is Columbus this weekend? Yes, sir, it is. I'm leaving on Friday. Leaving on Friday. I actually took Friday off work because I want to play in the Super Armory. So I'm probably going to leave around like 10 or 11 to make sure that I can get there in time for the Super Armory. Because Columbus is about 5.5 hours for me. It's not bad. It's a little bit further than I want to drive for a Battle Hardened, but you know, it is what it is. How's the rest of your day been? I was like, I haven't talked to you since, I don't know, what was that, 4 o'clock, 4:15 when me and you and Diablo were hanging out earlier? I was like, we were all hanging out, doing what we do. I mean, no, I was working at 4 o'clock. I may or may not have taken a small break to hang out and play games for a little bit. So let's lightning press this. We'll just go ahead and give this go again. Not really pushing a relevant on-hit effect here. I'm debating if I want to keep this for Arsenal. I think I do. The Lightning Surge in Arsenal is a pretty good one. Plus, if we rip into like a blue, we can just pitch it to Aurora and have a... Okay, I mean, I think we're still just going to Arsenal the Lightning Surge here. Ooh, this hand's really good. This hand's really good. I like this hand quite a bit. We're just going to take 4 here. Will there be coverage for Columbus? Not to my knowledge, Riku. I wish... I feel like every time I try to go to an event and have a chance of like trying to get on camera, it never pans out for me. So there probably won't be coverage, to be honest. Ooh, meatballs for dinner sound good, dude. That sounds pretty good. Do you guys have like meatball subs or like just straight meatballs? Either way, I think both are very valid here, but... And then we're going to fall down to 25. What are we looking at doing here? Do I want to go Flittering Charge, go again with the Discharge, and then Lightning Surge, and then Arsenal the Arc Lightning? Or do I want to not give them the value off of Face Purgatory and just dive in with the Ball Lightning or the Arc Lightning here? I think we can just make the Arc Lightning play, if I'm being honest, because we're pretty much guaranteed to draw a card here. They're running AB2, so if they want to pitch to this, like, that is a winning game for us, if I'm being honest. Ooh, drawing the Entwine Lightning's pretty good. So we can go Entwine Lightning, fuse with Discharge. So this is 4 go again. I mean, I guess we could have played something else and not had to worry about giving it go again because of the Arc Lightning, but I still think this is okay. I'm going to refresh here. The Arc Lightning trying to help us push some damage here. Meatballs with vegetables still sound good. I'm a big meatball sub person myself, but I'm here for it either way. I'm here for it either way. And then I guess we can go pitch this to Starfall, and this will be 2 go again. And then the Lightning Surge will be 4 go again, and we'll get the extra damage there. And they did give up a Command and Conquer, which means they probably don't have a blue in their hand to be able to play towards playing the Command and Conquer next turn. That or they just think we're not going to be on an Arsenal. I guess it's also possible that they drew 2 Command and Conquers, so they gave up 1. But I think we're just going to Arsenal the Flittering Charge here and try to set up for next turn since we have the CLV. It's an interesting hand. It's an interesting hand. The one time bro would have made it on camera in an event with coverage, they got kicked out. Dude, I am cursed for getting on stream for events. It is kind of sad, if I'm being honest. Because, you know, I mean, I think it's fun to, like, I think it'd be fun to be on camera for an event, you know? Like, I think that would be very fun. I would enjoy that very much, to be on camera. And plus, I feel like, you know, like from streaming, like on camera like this, like the camera pressure doesn't really get to me. Meatballs, mashed potatoes, and sauce is super nice in my opinion. Hey, I'm down with that too, man. I'm down with that. Listen, there's no judgment on your dinner preferences here. No judgment at all. I'm here for all of it, to be honest. So we can go Ball Lightning into Flittering Charge, blink to give it go again, throw the Snatch, and then we can play the Warmongers at the end of the turn. I think that is the most efficient use of our resources here. We also have the ability to play Ball Lightning, activate Aurora. We could go Ball Lightning into Starfall, activate Aurora, throw Snatch, and kind of go from there. I don't know, like we get a few options here, I think. I think playing out the Flittering Charge is probably the best play we have, though, because of the breakpoint ability we have. Camera pressure, hardly know her. Yo, what's up, Josh? Hey, listen, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, man. Little bit of judgment never hurt anybody. Well, that's not necessarily true, but I'm here for a little bit of judgment, you know? I mean, I do play games publicly, so with that in mind, we're probably going to discard the Warmongers here. Feels like it kind of has to be the play. And then we're going to blink to give this go again and gain an action point. And then we're going to throw a Snatch with on hit, draw 2 cards here. It feels like there was probably a better way to play this hand out, but I don't know what it looks like if I'm being honest. I just don't know what this hand looks like. I don't like that they still have 2 cards in hand. If they block and give me Carapace here, and we're down 6, that feels bad. It's official. My new favorite gym song is Aggro's voice walking through fab lines. Bro. That's hilarious, Wally. That is hilarious. Also, what's up, dude? I wonder if we should have taken a different line where I just played... Like, maybe there's a world where I'm supposed to just play the Warmongers there, but I don't really think that after they start blocking that, you know, giving up the Warmongers line is really where we want to be. I do like this play because we can block. I can block Carapace and Grasp here, take 3, fall down to 11, and then I can go Entwine Lightning, E-Strike, go again into the Snatch, which is pretty good. We also have the ability to block 7 efficiently with the Current Funnel here. If I block Current Funnel, Grasp, and Dyadic, I block 7, and then it's E-Strike, go again into the Snatch. I like the idea of turning this card into an additional 4 points. We're blocking 3 versus attacking for 4 here, so I think that's just a better world for us to live in. The only downfall that we have to consider is that we are giving up the Grasp or the Embodiment here, which is a little unfortunate, to be honest. Giving up the Embodiment feels a little bad, but okay. And then it's going to be go again. Using go again on that card feels really weird. I won't lie. That is like something that we never use. I like almost never use go again for anything. And then I'm hoping that we can get a card out of hand and a piece of equipment here. They may just decide to give me an arsenal, I guess. Like, it's possible. No, they just decide to block 4 with the Burn Open Shock. Being able to block 4 off a Burn Open Shock is so good. I have to say that's the one area that Briar really does better than Aurora, in my opinion, is the defensive value capabilities that you get off of the embodiment of Earth Text. That's like the one area that I really like. Yikes. This hand is a little weird. Okay. We are going to take the 1 here, although I'm probably going to block something. Might be blocking with a lot this turn, it looks like. Just pumping iron and stuff, you know? I mean, hey, it sounds like a pretty good day, though. Just waiting for your all to come out and for you to be... Since my name won't have changed. The bans, though, were fired. Never thought Datadol would get so strong and need a target ban. I mean... I guess that's fair. Like, it's crazy to think that, like, Datadol was the reason that they picked that, right? It's kind of crazy to think that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to have to put the discharge in the bottom here. Unfortunately, I could not block this out at all. I guess technically I could play channel Lightning Valley, play the burn up, and then hope to draw a sink below. Am I just gonna have to fall down to 2? Is that just like the world we're living in right now? Yeah, I mean, like their hand, like that one hand with the Warmonger's Diplomacy was just incredibly awkward. Like that Warmonger's hand just lined up so poorly for us. I'll be curious to see if they pitch here. I really will. To see if they pitch 2 to this Arcane Barrier. I think we've lost this game. I guess it depends on what we draw into. They've just been able, like, they've had hands that have just blocked so efficiently every turn and have also just played, like, very good offense. They've played a mid-range game very well, and, like, we have not had that option at all. It's been very, very unfortunate for us. I think I have to pitch this, even though it's Big Sag, because they can just give up the Carapace here to block this. I don't think we have another choice. Like, our hands have just been incredibly weird this game. Okay. Wow, they hit 2 attacks and 2 non-attacks. That is incredibly unfortunate. And we have to pitch to AB here. And yeah, they now have the go again, so we're just dead. Well, that sucks. Because the Thorn kills us here. I mean, yeah. I guess technically it's better to block 4 here and keep the Gone on a Flash to block with, but it doesn't really matter. We're just dead to the Thorn. I guess it didn't matter, although that just feels technically incorrect. I don't know. It felt like an incorrect play there at the end, but I guess it didn't really matter. Yeah, that one hand actually just like murdered us there. I mean, we did race though, but we went first and we like, so in my opinion, when you're playing Sink Belows in the mirror, you're also racing. Like, it's a race, but I'm putting value on a different 0 for 4 as opposed to bringing in combo and racing. And like, one of my problems with bringing in combo and racing when I go first is that if I don't draw it, I just lose. And I don't like that. I'm supposed to, I don't know. I don't know if we're supposed to go first or second here, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like we were racing. We just weren't like all in like combo racing there. And so I don't know, like I put a lot of value on being able to play the blocking equipment and playing Sink Belows when you're going first, because you can get a lot of value out of them. But like, we just never had a hand that game that really did anything. Like, we just kind of had I don't know, like our hands just kind of sucked. Like, we had fine hands and we had like a 15.9 AVPT that game, but like everything that Brando was doing just lined up so much better than what we were doing, and it just kind of killed us, to be honest. I don't know. Yo, Brando, what's up? Good game, man. Oh yeah, so I guess because the snaps was available, it was technically correct there at the end. Yeah, I mean, throwing the Rosetta Thorn into the game no matter what there, it didn't matter, right? Like, it just didn't matter. We are going to play straight combo in this matchup, and just go second here and just try to set up the combo as early as we can. But maybe Trent's right. Maybe we are just supposed to, like, just completely say, like, just hope to high roll. I don't know. I hate that plan. I hate playing Flesh and Blood that way. It is such a... I don't know. I hate playing the game that way personally. Really not a big fan of like playing Flesh and Blood that way in general, but a lot of people believe that like that's one of the best ways to just play Aurora sometimes. And it just kind of sucks in my opinion. Like, I don't know, it feels bad to play the game that way, to just play the like all in, I'm going to combo you or I'm going to lose game plan. I have to play this here. Although I guess arguably it was my only lightning card. Maybe I should have kept it until they went for the Sink Below here. I don't know. Yeah, relying on variance feels bad. That is a very good way to That's a very good way to describe what I'm trying to say. You're putting it into words very, very well. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you being able to put my thoughts into words. Okay, Rhinar able to block very efficiently, and then because of the way I played that turn, I was not able to pitch a lightning card. So again, just kind of making a mistake there. This feels really weird. I guess we have to block like this to get our Flicker Wisp back, and then we can go Discharge Rabble into Lightning Press here. Lightning Surge on top. And then we can just play the Lightning Press here, just try to get value. I'm assuming that our opponent is on the Berserk plan. If you're playing Brute in LL, I assume you're playing Berserk. It's also interesting because I don't know if this is correct or not. Like, I don't know if that's the correct play or if it's better to just be on... I guess you're not KO. You can't just, like, say no blocks and race me the whole time. So, I don't know. I guess that's, like, kind of the thought process there. This is incredibly bad. Sand's really awkward. Lightning Surge, press it, activate Aurora. Yeah, I mean, we could use snaps here, but I don't think it's worth. I'm curious to see how this Rhinar game goes, honestly. I mean, I don't know, Josh. Like, being all in on the combo, I think, is a very loose way to play Aurora. And I think that's why you saw so many people making content and making videos before ProQuest season talking about how combo Aurora was the play, and that's what everyone should be doing. And then as ProQuest season was progressing, people were changing their minds. Like, people weren't playing this like all-in combo Aurora anymore. People were playing a more like balanced Aurora style list that had combo for the matches you needed it in. And I don't know, like, I don't really want to... I mean, maybe Living Legend is just so powerful that I just have to commit to that being the game plan. God, that feels bad if that's the case, though. Feels bad if that's the case. I really don't want that to be the plan. Rolling before you play the Blood Rush Bellow. I'm kind of surprised that you even rolled, to be honest, with the Blood Rush Bellow. We're just going to take 5 here. Fall down to 35. Hopefully we draw a combo piece soon. And hopefully this isn't like one of the 3-for-8s. Or I guess it's a 3-for-6, whatever, Sin Packing or whatever it's called. Hopefully it's not one of those here to end the turn. That would be pretty bad. We already had to give up pretty much all of our equipment to be able to make this work. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. We're just going to go to 22 and play out our hand. We have a very strong hand. We have to make sure that we're sequencing things correctly here, but if I play Burn Up and Shock, I can go Arcanic Shockwave, fuse with Ball Lightning, throw Ball Lightning in the turn on Snatch, which is a pretty good play all the way around. There's a world where I can throw the Ball Lightning. No, I would have to lead on Arcanic Shockwave. If I win Arcanic Shockwave, fuse with the Burn Up and Shock, and then play Ball Lightning, pitch the Burn Up and Shock to Starfall, then throw Snatch, that would also be like a reasonable line. But I think the Burn Up and Shock has too much potential value, and we're like forcing cards out of our opponent's hand here by making that play. Combo Aurora and CC can't play Ball Lightning. I mean, that's true, but the combo is still worth like close to 30 points in CC though, right? I mean, it's like almost your entire life total, like over the course of like, you know, one turn. So like, I mean, maybe Ball Lightning does just mean that we're all in on the combo, but God, I hate game plans that are like, yeah, we're just going to commit to playing the game plan, and I'm going to play a 4-turn game against an aggro deck, and if I draw my 30-point combo, I win, and if I don't, I lose. And I don't know, man. Like, when I subject myself to game plans like that of variance, I just always end up losing, and it always feels bad. This is a very good flush bag here. There's nothing that we can really do about it. It's very unfortunate. Not much I can do about it. It was a good flush bag target, and my opponent played that very well. Please don't let this be a windup. Yep, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hopefully they take something. Wow. Now, like, the whole turn is virtually unplayable. Man, like, they could have taken either of the snatches. I guess we had a 50-50 shot of them taking a card we needed to keep there. So if I go Ball Lightning, Pitch Snatch into Starfall into Snatch, that's an okay turn, I guess. Like, this seems okay. I don't know. Feels like our draws are kind of mediocre tonight. It's more likely that I'm playing mediocre than our draws are just super mediocre, but it's also possible that our draws are super mediocre tonight. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Annabelle? Ball Lightning adds more value on the combo turn. It does. So one of the problems with Ball Lightning and the combo turn, and I say problems lightly, take that for what it's worth, is that when... all right, here we go. This is our turn. Well, I thought this was our turn. If they take the Arc Lightning, we're kind of fucked, but... please discard that Splatter Skull. No, they discarded Red Eye Wind Up. I mean, I need them to not... They're going to take something with that. They're going to take something here, and this feels really bad. Because, like, this is our turn. It's going to be Claw into that thing for 6, and we're just going to... We're, like, literally... Or no, it's going to be this thing for 8. Right? I assume it's Splatter Skull here. Okay, well, at least they took a card that can't block this time. Yeah. And then we're going to hope it doesn't really matter what we get back. Yeah, so, like, yeah, we drew combo, and they had the second Blood Rush in 7 turns. I would like to tell you that I think I could have played better to win this game, but I don't think I could have. I think this is what Reinar high rolling us looks like. Oh yeah, we're like super dead here. We're gonna take 6 and die. Man, been a rough start to the stream tonight. We're just kind of getting our butts kicked tonight, but it's okay. It's part of it. We had a lot of good games last night, and tonight the games are not going very well. There is no LL. I'm always looking to see if there's LL games. I always like look to see if there's something, but that's my son. That's my boy. Trent excited to see Reinar get a win. Listen, I get it, man. I get it. Oh man, yeah. I don't like. So Ball Lightning is very good with the combo in LL. The problem is that when you crack Ether Ironweave for your combo, you're breaking the combat chain. So everything before the Ether Ironweave does not get the value of Ball Lightning, or it's everything after Ether Ironweave does not get the value of Ball Lightning. So Ball Lightning is very good with the true combo turn, but it's also like kind of weird because the Ether Ironweave does not play very well with it, so I don't know. All right, let's try Trent's theory and see how it feels. I don't have a Briar matchup put in here. I still believe that AB1 is correct. Plus this blocks for another one. We're gonna run Grasp, Ironweave, Crown of Dominion, and we're gonna put in Flickers and we're gonna race. Now, for what it's worth, going second into Briar, this is my sideboarding strategy. The Sink Belows are for when we go first, because I think that it gives us more value to try and flip the game on its head and to be able to get a win. Want to play against Count Your Blessings Oldham again? Honestly, I do not. Honestly, I do not. Oh, I do appreciate it though. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's definitely good to get that practice in. But I'm kind of hoping to just like play against like random gamers tonight and see what I can come up, like what we can come up with as far as like what people are playing randomly against me on Talishar. Also, are you willing to give Grasp, Ironweave, and Greaves here? Probably. I'm really curious if they're running Ether Ironweave. Yeah, it's a good block, I think. I mean, after playing it last night, like, it's like I listen, Annabelle, Okay, it was good practice last night, and I'm glad that we got those games in, but God, I do not want to subject myself to that again. And the only time I want to have to subject myself to that is this weekend when I am playing. What did they reveal? Anthem of Spring? Pitch Anthem of Spring to play Channel Mount Heroic, make me cry. Yeah, I wish you would have got to play on Sunday, Josh. We had a good time, man. It was fun. I hate that we didn't get to stream it because of Restream being down, but it was a lot of fun. I had a good time. What is this, coming in for 5? I mean, with the Channel Lightning Valley, part of me thinks I'm just supposed to give him the card here, but I don't know. I could also just block Gone in a Flash and Grasp. Now that's all we can block. So if they have another card that has higher base than its power, then we're in a bad spot. But Force of Nature checks, but there's nothing there. They do get an embodiment here from this. Yeah, Prism would have. I mean, Prism's just like an auto win into Oldhim, right? So I mean, like, if you're gonna play the Count Your Blessings Oldhim deck, you're kind of just hoping that you dodge the Prism deck all weekend. And it's weird because, you know, when I was playing Oldhim, you know, like I didn't want to see Enigma because it's not a good matchup. But at the same time, like, you know, it wasn't the end of the world. Like, I knew how to beat Enigma and we had a good game plan into it. Oldhim can't even like have a game plan into Prism. Like, there is nothing there. Oldhim just cannot beat that deck. So there's just no world where like that's going to be like a viable plan, in my opinion, to play. You can't play Oldhim at events like that. Like Oldhim just doesn't work at events like that. Especially where like Prism is a top contender in the format. All right, we're gonna Arsenal the Flicker Wisp here, and we're gonna pray that we draw an Arc Lightning, because with the Channel Lightning Valley outs as good as it gets, we drew another Flicker Wisp. God, that sucks. I mean, this could be okay, to be honest. This could be okay. I'm waiting a second to make sure they're passing on purpose. Okay, they are passing on purpose. Like, yeah, okay, cool. We are going to fuse this Flicker Wisp with the Burn Up and Shock. It deals 2 arcane damage, which they cannot block. They only have AB1. So we are going to get the draw off the Channel Lightning Valley here, regardless of what happens. How is Prism in this format? Prism's very good, Dale. Prism is very, very good in this format, to be honest, brother. Got second at the Battle Hardened at Worlds. I mean, listen, I'm just saying, you're never going to find me taking a deck that I think has like a 0% matchup into something. It's just not who I am. It is just not who I am. What are we doing here? So it is both sides of Burn Up and Shock. It did get second at Worlds, but again, it's like, how many Oldhims got destroyed by people playing? How many Oldhims probably got wrecked at Worlds by people playing decks? What have we put on the bottom so far? By people playing decks like Prism or something like that. I mean, Gym Lottery is partially how you win tournaments. I do agree with that sentence. Like, I think that is a very true thing to say. Gym Lottery is a big part of winning any tournament. It's just how it is, unfortunately. It's card games in general, in my opinion. Card games to some extent do come down to that. And it is what it is, you know? Like, it is what it is. Arc Lightning, please. So this would have been a sink below. So last turn we would have had a completely different turn cycle. Completely different turn cycle. I'm not going to pitch the Arcane. The Arcane doesn't really matter. There was only one Oldhim at the Battle Hardened, and he made the finals. Okay. All right, cool. Then I'm happy to eat my words, to be honest. Like, if there was one Oldhim at the event and he made it to the finals, then Oldhim had a 100% conversion rate. And that's awesome. Honestly, it really is. I love to see decks like that, like decks that I would like Oldhim doing well, heroes that I enjoy. doing well. But man, I just like, I don't know. I just can't imagine that same Oldham has a good day in a 7-round tournament where he plays 3 prisms. Like, I don't know. I have a tough time with y'all convincing me of that. If I'm just being real with y'all, just have a tough time believing that. Shark Lightning. Even so, I'd rather have game into every matchup I run into, just not accepting one as a loss. So to Latara's point, there are a lot of people who believe that, like they do, that you want to play a deck that has game into everything and that it doesn't just lose to something. Because again, Gym Lottery, if you show up to a tournament and you are just, playing that all day, it feels bad. It sucks. Like, it really sucks and it feels bad. And I mean, honestly, like, I get it. Like, I really do. Like, it feels bad. Like to run into those and to just be like, oh yeah, well, I drove this whole way and I did this or did that just to lose to that kind of stuff. It feels bad. It does. It feels really bad to have that happen. So I definitely understand where people are coming from. And I like Aurora because I think that she has a chance to do some really good things this weekend for me. Really do. I firmly believe that. I'm practicing Briar because I just opened an adult Briar Marvel. Damn, LOL. The sad part of Fab is the buy pool. I mean, sometimes you own cards and sometimes you don't, right? And that's just kind of how it goes. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think we can have a pretty good hand here where we can really force... we can really force some breakpoints here and some awkward things. I'm curious to know if my opponent will give me the Face Purgatory here. Now, they don't know that we have a card we don't want to play in Arsenal, but feels like a good choice. And turns out it was. So we're going to give up the current funnel. No, we're going to give up the Ball Lightning here. They still have an extra card. I am going to activate Grasp and then throw Starfall, because if they want to block it, it's 2 more cards out of their hand at minimum. The way that they've played this turn, they have to pitch a card to AB, and then they have to pitch a card and they have to block a card with a Starfall. So they have to decide now whether they want to give me an extra card or whether they want to have a 1-card hand. And if they want to have another 1-card hand, we are literally just extending the game through turns that is giving us more chances to see a Arc Lightning and try to end the game. Because the moment we draw an Arc Lightning, this game's over. As long as we're able to keep a hand and play it. Yo, what's up, Martin? How are you? Lightning only tickling opponents so far today. Oh, Lightning is... Oh, dude, this is also my problem with the combo. We've drawn 3 Flicker Wisps in 5 turns. This is why I don't like playing combo into aggro matchups. This is... You guys are witnessing it live why I don't like this. Okay. I think we're in an okay spot. We're going to fuse with the Lightning Press. This is going to draw us a card. If we draw into Arc Lightning, we're rolling. We draw into an Arc Lightning, we're rolling. We don't draw into an Arc Lightning. Pitch Flicker Wisp to activate Aurora. Shockwave, fuse with the Lightning Press. Two arcane, 1 creeps over, they fall down to 7. This is 4 physical, followed by 7. So it's 4 and 7. So they're going to be at 7, which means they have to give me at minimum 2 more cards from their hand without an embodiment, possibly 3. So I actually think it's correct to just completely dive in. We could activate Aurora and then go in for the Ether Ironweave Gold play here, but I think that is still fine to save this for if we draw an Arc Lightning. The thing that I like about this is because of Flicker Wisp, this is 2 arcane instead of 1. So this feels a lot better here. Why couldn't you draw this bad yesterday? I mean, listen, I was drawing hot yesterday. I do not deny that at all. I was drawing hot yesterday. It's probably why I'm drawing so poorly today, to be honest. Buying back into the Assassin, my buy list was 1,800 this past week. Yo, dude. Wait, what did you sell for $1,800 this past week, dude? Yeah, and then we have the Lightning Press that they are aware of. I mean, they could have blocked. I don't know why they didn't block. They could have. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't. They could have. So 4, 8. It was going to be turn 9 before we saw an Arc Lightning, and we were going to see 2 of them. I know that we won that game, but that is one of my major concerns about playing just straight combo. Let's go ahead and fill out our testing log for everything that we're doing. Let's see. We played a Briar. We played another Briar. What did we lose to the game after that? We're about to play a Viscerai. We're going second. We went second. We were forced to go first against Brando earlier. We lost. We got a win, and we're about to see what happens. What did I play? Into Viscerai and Chain, we sideboard the same way. We bring in AB3. We're not playing combo. I do bring in the Vaporize and Shocks here because they end a lot of their turns with Rune Chance, and we have the ability to actually kind of get them out of nowhere with Rune Chance. And we do bring in the Warmonger's Diplomacy. We can try to get some Rune Chance this way. That Warmonger's is interesting. Well, we could play this and then pitch the Burn Up and Shock and the Rabble, and then try to end the turn on this. Although this is an insanely powerful setup turn. They are not running Arcane Barrier into us, which is interesting. Is there any world I pitch this to just get uber aggressive? Genuine question here, because I'm kind of like tanking about like what the best play is here. You should probably play Switch. Lost to a Rhinar. That's right. That's right. Haven't tuned in for a while due to work and life, but happy to drop off the Prime sub. Yo, Mello, let's go, dude. Mello with 8 months of Prime support, dude. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate that a whole bunch, man. It means a lot. I know you said you've been busy, but I hope that's a good thing. I know being busy can be good or can be bad, so I hope that is a good thing, brother. Hope everything has been well with you and your family, man. Rhinar gave us the beatdown. Thank you. You know, Rhinar 1 would have been just sufficient. Would have been perfectly sufficient. Rhinar, we went second, and then we'll fill out some notes here on our games afterwards. So we'll get that set up. I sold out completely early last year, so all the generics with Assassin gear during the hype was an $1,800 bullet I had to chew. Oh, wow. We are going to do everything we can to stay at a pretty high life total here. Giving up the Burn Up and Shock feels bad, but maybe I'm supposed to give up the Rabble and take 1 there. We are going to Arsenal the Arc Lightning this turn. Even though it feels bad because it's our only Lightning card. If you line up an Arc Lightning and a Vaporize and Shock, you can get rid of so many good auras on their side of the board, like Malefics and Rune Chance, for example. Hey, what's up, Callier? How are you? No, had to add the beatdown. Going on... Ooh, let's see here. Let's let this come through. Going on vacation next week till the end of the month, so everyone has been getting in their requests these past few weeks. 3 days till freedom. My man said 3 days till freedom. I get it, man. I get it. Ooh, that's a good draw. God, we have to pitch this. We have to pitch this to keep this around with the Arc Lightning for next turn. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go E-Strike Go again. Yeah, we're going to go E-Strike Go again here. Put our opponent more than likely down to 31 because it feels like they don't want to block. Then we're going to pitch the Burn Up and Shock to Starfall, and then we're going to Arsenal the Arc Lightning. It is amazing how much better our turn would have been if I'd kept the Burn Up and Shock as opposed to the Ravenous Rabble from last turn. Bark Frightening. Just like when Mansant showed you Victor against Levia. You sugarcoat some things, Josh. You certainly do, my friend. Them giving me this pretty early feels kind of good, to be honest. Like I think that them getting the Face Purgatory out of the way now is actually fine with me, and it gives me the ability to actually, you know what? We're going to use this efficiently, and we're going to set up a Rune Chant for next turn because they do not have Arcane Barrier. We're going to go all in on this plan here. I wish we would have been able to Arsenal the Arc Lightning, but I think ultimately we made the correct decision. We do have a blue. We could block 3 Rune Chants here if we wanted to. Trying to think of like what our turn looks like here. So if I pitch the current funnel to the Rune Chants, I can go Flittering Charge, blink, draw an extra card, and then I have at minimum Static Shock. We also have the ability to... we could pitch these, to pitch the blink to the Rune Chants, and then have a hand that pretty much does nothing. I think I'm going to pitch to the Rune Chants here. This really forces our opponent to, if they decide that they're going to try to use Spellbound Creepers, it makes them think about it just a little bit more. And I'm happy to take 3. There's no one-hit effects here. Nothing is funnier than sometimes seeing all the Viz triggers on the stack. There's quite a few of them. They really line up sometimes. It's actually kind of crazy to see all the Rune Chants and like all of the Malefics and stuff like that on the stack. They do get a little out of hand sometimes, that's for sure. We'll just take 6 and go to 27. Oh man. Oh. All right, so we're gonna get the hit off the Rune Chant no matter what, because they are not running Arcane Barrier. This actually lines up really well because we can play Blink, and so we gain an action point and we give this Go again, which means we get to do this for a draw card. Drawing into the next Channel Lightning Valley is actually insane because it gives us the ability to put them down to 26, or they get to block a little bit here, and then we get to Arsenal the CLV here and set up for next turn. We still have an extra action point, so technically we could do other things, but I think this is a better play. The stupid big hydrate economy is too slow. You're not getting enough water anymore. I'm glad that you're so worried about my health, Trent. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot that you're so worried about my health, brother. We got a big hydrate for Trent from 2 minutes ago. Our opponent's doing some stuff here. We're gonna go ahead and click OK and stuff like that. Ooh, this hand is incredibly awkward. With 0 Go again lined up into this hand, I almost feel like we need to crown away something here to try and set up Go again. I mean, I guess technically we can play Discharge, pitch an attack into Starfall, and then throw an attack if we want to, but I don't think that's really the play here. We are going to take this Rune Chant. This has Go again, so we don't have a blue to like really line this up very efficiently. We should do this now. What are we putting on the bottom is the question. Is it the Surge or the Lightning or the Static Shock? I think it's the Surge, right? I think it's the Surge. The Flittering Charge completely changes the outpace of this hand. Not after they do some shit like that, it doesn't. So Come to Temptation is the one reason that we might should have given Static Shock there, but honestly, I think it's fine. All right, while they're deciding on a card, big hydrate for Trent. And they take the card that gave me a little bit of something to do this turn. Was a very good decision. That once Succumb to Temptation might win them the game. I mean, I guess we still have plays, right? Like, we still have things we can do. We're going to skip all the rune chants, fall down to, like, something. So, we're going to go to 15. Or, no, I'm sorry. Did we pitch one? No, we can't, right? We're going to go to 13, and then we're going to block. Yeah. I guess so. Things have not been lining up for us tonight. Things have just not really gone our way tonight. And things haven't gone our way. And like, normally when that's the case, I'm also making mistakes somewhere along the way. So like normally that's generally how it goes. Also, like playing the CLV here is a little bit of a risk because we don't have a lightning card. Maybe I'm supposed to block with the static shock to be able to keep the flittering charge. Yeah, actually 100% I'm supposed to do that. So that's just a mistake there. And like those little things like that are like multiple reasons that like I probably am making small play errors. And when you put together that we're not drawing well with small play errors, it turns into losses very quickly. We did not get bailed out by our situation, unfortunately. So we are kind of required to go rabble. It is a lightning card on top of the deck. So if they make the decision of letting the snatch hit here, then we do have the possibility of pitching the ball lightning. Yeah, it's a great block. Oh, damn, I am just throwing it away tonight. It's okay. We're going to pull it together and we're going to get some wins. I mean, to be fair, we are 1-2. Like we have won a game tonight. And we've seen some pretty bad variance off of our combo games so far tonight. It is also like turn 4 and we haven't seen a vaporizing shock yet. So this is 4, go again. I think we're gonna take this, go to 9. If I had kept the flittering charge, I would have a CLV in play right now, which completely changes my outlook on the next turn. And it also completely changes my opponent's outlook on the next turn because they have to play the game entirely differently. I guess we cannot prevent rune chants now. I was not thinking about the Malefic. Yeah, Jesus Christ, dude. I am playing like dog shit tonight, dude. Oh. Yep, so we have to take this down to 5. And then I guess we're just going to give up the grasp here. Creepers into Revel just kills us here. Yeah, I played that very incorrectly. Very incorrectly. How Prism went into Runeblade? What happened today with him playing Runeblade? What do you mean he didn't know Rune Chants into Spectra? Like he didn't understand how the interaction with Spectra and Rune Chants work? Is that what you're saying? He didn't understand? Also, yo, guys, if you're hanging on YouTube, make sure you like the stream. It goes a long way in helping me out. I appreciate that. Also, if you're here for the first time, you're new to the channel, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, whatever button you got in front of you. Make sure you hit it. Helps me out a lot. I'd really appreciate it. We're going to go ball lightning number 2 here because this one connects for 5 if it comes through. I mean, we have a real chance to, like, try and make some stuff happen here, but...
Freaking go.
Yo, let's go. Stratton, thank you for the follow and kick, man. Appreciate it. I love that the, the kick bots are like, like the kick bots are so friendly. Yeah, he played ALS and thought the rune chants fired also. I mean, yeah, if he's never played it, man, like it's a completely understandable situation that if you did not play through Spectra, Spectra creates a lot of judge questions that people like. It's not easy to know how all of that stuff works, man. The kick bots are so kind. It's kind of crazy, to be honest. The kick bots are so kind. It is wild to think about. Okay, we're gonna activate Aurora. We're gonna set up for next turn here. We have brought them down to 11. Okay, we draw a hand that literally does not block. Damn. This is also one of the scary things about playing Aurora, is that sometimes you just draw hands like these. And if they're able to throw enough physical at us, then we just literally can't stop it this turn. So they're going to make 2 Rune Chants, which means this is going to be for 4. It's going to have Overpower, so we're going to block this out. I don't really have a choice at this point in time. We have to block with our equipment and hope we can stay alive here. With 2 blues in hand, Revel is actually not that bad for us, but I think we're dead anyway, right? Now, I don't think we're dead, but I think we have to pitch all of our cards here. We go to 3 and then go to 2. It's just, unfortunately, what kind of has to happen here. I don't really have another choice. And then we're going to Arsenal the Ball Lightning. Because the only chance we have of getting back into this game is with Arc Lightning. Too long, didn't read. Spectra always works in Illusionist's favor. LOL, bro. That's savage. To force him to play Prism at least once a stream. He should have known this, especially after he claimed to be a Prism expert. He claimed to be a Prism expert? I don't think I've ever heard Simon say that. I think you're making shit up, Josh. I'm not saying that he didn't struggle, but like, bro, I definitely do not think that. I have never heard Simon call himself a Prism expert. So I think you're making stuff up over there, Bros of Stalin. Yep. We're going to block 3. I mean, listen, at this point, we are strictly playing the value game. We have nothing else we can be doing is to just try and block and chip in where we can and make things happen. But they do realize that they just have to, like, thorn me enough, and I'm just going to die. And unfortunately, it's true. There's nothing I can do. If they just, like, continue to thorn me every turn, like, I will die. The worst part's like we can't even force a card here. Like we don't even have enough like available cards to be able to force anything. If we were able to keep 3 cards, we could have went Arc Lightning into Ball Lightning into Rabble, and I think that would have forced 1 card at least. Throwing this doesn't matter. Throwing this changes nothing. Although, admittedly, we did draw a hand that blocks very well. We just don't have the ability to block Thorn if they can here. Well, I am a Tism expert, and you can quote me on that. Oh, dude, I love that. I'm gonna hold you to that one, Trent. I'm gonna hold you to that one. Oh, it's amazing. Oh man. All right. Yes. That's definitely the best card to block with here. So we're just dead this turn as long as they Thorn. Now, to be fair, with Mordredtide in play, it might not matter what they do. Oh no, a Deadwood Dirge. Jesus. Oh boy. Now we're just like super dead. They revealed at least 1 non-attack. Yo, that's right. We can block that. That's why you and Trent get along so well. It all makes sense now. Oh man, we're just not gonna block. We're not gonna make our opponent play it out here. For what it's worth, I think our opponent not bringing in Arcane Barrier is extremely incorrect, and I think honestly, like, our opponent won that game because of our extremely fortunate draws. They also did draw pretty hot pretty early. The Succumb to Temptation was pretty good. So let's go ahead and fill out our testing sheet here. All right, so let's see. Game 1 against Briar. Awkward hands. Early put us behind, and we could not catch up. The game against Reinar, boarded combo and drew it 1 turn too late, died to Splatter Skull, taking cards out of hand. The game against the Briar, we boarded combo, but we drew horribly. Our opponent just drew worse somehow. Opponent didn't bring AB, and we abused CLV and Flicker Wisp. And then timely succumb to temptation. Got a lot of tempo and we couldn't recover. All right. So 1 and 3 was definitely not the start we were hoping for. That is what I copied from my testing list, unfortunately. All right, we're gonna shake it off. We're gonna pull it together, and we're gonna get some freaking wins right here. We're gonna get some wins. We're gonna shake it up. We're 1 and 3. We've had a rough start. All of that ends now. Even if we draw poorly, we're gonna play tight, and we're gonna win some games. Let's do it. Yo, what's up, Jack? Yo, Moore, what's up, dude? I enjoyed our game earlier, by the way, man. That was an insanely close Starvo game. You only fused, like, once, though, I think. Like, you did not really have the opportunity to fuse a lot earlier when we were playing earlier today. Really good, dude. Yeah, the Splatter Skull card is very good. That with the windup is, like, really solid. I mean, the game against Reinar, I did not... I don't... So... I'm saying I didn't respect him having it, but I don't think my hand allowed me to pay respect to him to have the actual windup after he threw the Spider Skull at me. Plus, he'd already made an agility token in a might, so like I don't know. I'm assuming he has a power card there, to be honest, and then he wants to arsenal something, but he did have the windup to get the card out of my hand, and he actually ended up taking, like, we had a 50-50 shot of him taking something that mattered and something that didn't, and he did take something that mattered, and we just kind of fell behind because of it. Key to Taylor Swift song, Shake It Off. I do really like that song, man. I do really like that song. I actually wrote and recorded. I have never been able to, like, put the video together, and I'll tell you guys about this. The only person that knows about this is Carly. I've talked about this a little bit, like, this is some close friends, but I've never actually made this, and I would like to, but I've never had the time to. I wrote and recorded a parody to Taylor Swift Shake It Off based around Fi and the other heroes in the game. This was a while ago, and I've never had a chance to, like, record the, like, music video that I wanted for that video. But I've always, like, thought that would be, like, a really funny thing to do. Would be to, like, play, to have something like that. Been brewing Dash with Hanabi Blaster. Yo, you talking about in CC, man? Because Hanabi Blaster's sweet. I love Hanabi Blaster, to be honest. Against Zen, we're putting in combo, and we're just trying to go ham. And we're going to try and run him over here. I kept playing around Face Purgatory out of habit, even though you were on Providence. Oh, dude, I mean, I guess that's fair. That makes sense. There's probably a lot of people who are running that card. I've honestly been debating cutting Crown of Providence for Face Purgatory. It is something I have been thinking about, to be honest, but I don't know what matchups I would want it in. Yo, this is insanely sweet. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, this hand doesn't block for crap, but trying to play OG Dash as much as I can before the deck LLs and becomes unplayable in that format. I mean, yeah, that's true. It won't be long now, right? Like, it probably will not be long before, like, it's actually just, like you just can't play it, because it's, like, it's on the verge of LL, if I remember correctly. I do actually remember it being on the verge of LL. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna... I blocked the one, but I don't think I'm gonna block this. It's honestly a debate if I even should have blocked with the Snatch in hand. We are going to play Channel Lightning Valley, pitch to Blink to activate Aurora, and we're just gonna try to go ham here. Oh, it's at 970? I didn't realize it was that close, to be honest. So I think we're gonna put the Gone. Wait, are we supposed to put the Gone and the Flash in the bottom? Yeah, I think we are. We're supposed to put the Gone and the Flash in the bottom and just draw a card here, I think is the best play that we have. And then when my opponent says no blocks, we are actually going to play the other Channel Lightning Valley and just try to go all in here. This is draw 2 cards, which is insanely powerful. We need to pitch 2 cards. So we can pitch the Discharge to Starfall. This is 2 go again. Hopefully our opponent just doesn't have like their combo lined up or anything already. That would be very sad for us. So this is 4. We're going to pitch the Current Funnel to activate Aurora and Arsenal to Lightning Surge. So we're going to have CLV. We're going to have 2 CLVs. We're going to have an Embodiment, and we're going to have a Go Again attack in our Arsenal for next turn already. Is Azalea really closer than Dash? I know that Dash was like doing super hot for a minute and like was really winning events, and then like she kind of just like died out of nowhere. So I didn't know that Azalea was so close, if I'm being real. I did not know Azalea was that close. Okay, there's the Flicker Wisp. We're going to lead on the Ball Lightning. It's going to be Ball Lightning, Starfall, Ball Lightning, Starfall, Ravenous Rabble into the Lightning Surge, I guess, is probably going to be our play here. We're going to hope that we don't just get obliterated this turn. Brody's fault. Brody does win a lot. I saw that Brody and Hamilton, or I'm sorry, not Hamilton, Michael Fung and Brody actually top 8'd was it Hiroshima? Was it Hiroshima? Is that where it was? There was a Battle Harden like last weekend, and they both top 8'd, I think. I think your opponent is a fellow Runeterra refugee. They were a pretty big player. The Floppy Mudkip. Are you saying that's a person? Is that a person from Runeterra? Is that what you're saying? Or like that's the name of a character? Or are you saying that the name of my opponent is someone who you know that played Runeterra? Sorry, I just want to make sure I understand here. you mean Pot of Greed is powerful? Crazy, right? Crazy. Like, every card game has those like cards that are just like ridiculously overpowered. You know what I mean? Like they just kind of like the entire game just gets shaped around them to some extent. And you know, honestly, like Pot of Greed was that card. Art of War was that card in a lot of ways, in my opinion. Art of War really just like took a lot of the design space and said, this is it. Like you can only do X amount of things inside of the design space. So if this hits, we deal 2 and draw 2 cards here. I mean, we're just supposed to go all in, right? Like this is just insane. We're just supposed to do it. Unfortunately, we did waste the ball lightning effect, which is very sad, if I'm being honest. I would love to have the ball lightning back. We had the flicker wisp and we just drew the arc lightning, so we're just gonna play it. I mean, we have the cards here. We might as well, right? I feel like Magic's at a few hundred at this point. That's fair. That's fair. Magic's had more than one abusive card. When you think of Magic, an abusive card, like a season or a time in Magic, if you come for Magic that changed the game for you in a negative way, what is it and why? I would like to know, because it's different for everybody. And I know, I remember the first time I remember feeling that way. Like at a competitive level, I remember the first time I felt that way playing Magic. Yo. Damn. In freaking sane. Drawing this red ball lightning is actually nuts. I mean, the player was a big player. I think they won a seasonal event in the Americas, which is a national equivalent for Fab. Oh, wow, that's cool. Oops, all spells. Died turn 0, 2 games in a row to GP Richmond for my win into top 8. When Spirit Guide was legal. Yeah, see, that's crazy. Like, opponents turn 1. Yeah. See, like, that is miserable, dude. Like, and nobody enjoys that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, those kinds of decks and that kind of stuff is ridiculously dumb and not fun for anybody. Not fun for anybody, brother. I hear what you're saying. Starfall is for 2, and then it's going to be 3 Arcane on the back end. I would like to keep one of the Channel Lightning Valleys around this turn, but I'm going to be honest, I think it really just doesn't matter. And, you know, to Trent's point earlier, like, Trent made the comment earlier that, like, you want to play combo when you want to race because, like, you just want to run people over. And this is what Trent meant when he said that. Like, this... Yeah, like, I can't blame you. I would have conceded too. Like, that was absurd. I still had current funnel. My opponent was at 8 after the Arcane. It was going to be 2, 3 Arcane, and then 4 and 3 Arcane. Like, I can't blame them. Like, we just literally high-rolled the crap out of them. That is the variance that you submit yourself to when you play combo. 100%. 100%. That is the combo variance of playing this deck. Okay, so today is the 12th. We just played against Zen. We went second. We got the win. Turn 3, we had double CLV and combo with ball lightning, did well over 30 points. Okay, I mean, yeah, that was just absurd. Like, and honestly, on Saturday, that's what I want to do every round. That's what I want to do every round on Saturday. Every single round. Because that was against, like, the aggro decks, we just flopped the nuts. That was as good as it gets. As good as it gets. Also, guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. Appreciate you guys being here. It is so funny, you know, last night we only played like 5 games the entire stream. And it was, I don't know, like, it was just crazy. Like, we played 5 games because we played against Starva, or because we played against Oldham last night trying to figure out how to beat Fatigue. And now tonight we've played 5 games and we're only an hour and 20 minutes into the stream. So it's just funny to, like, see the difference there. Like, the differences, like, in, like, playing aggro matchups versus not playing aggro matchups. You know what? Let's change the deck here for just a second. Let's cut Crown of Providence. Wait, what did I just remove from the deck? Oh, okay, I removed the right card. And let's add in Face Purgatory. I'm gonna add it to the sideboard. Means the matchups won't be correct for the time being, but to be honest, I'm okay with that. I would really try it with the Face Purgatory because I have not really given this card a chance because of its failed success in CC for me. Now, a lot of people were seeing success with it in CC even then, to be honest, but I wasn't. Like, it did not feel very good to me. Ooh, it's not what I wanted to do. I did not mean to invite you to chat. Sorry, pal. We're going to play Aurora. Let's see. They're going to go first. So we're going to play combo. Again, I think this is the best way to play this matchup. When you're going second, we're all in on the combo. We're just trying to run people over. We have one half of our combo in our hand. They are also running combo into us. We are seeing the exact same setup from them as we are running right now, which I think is smart because, like, I mean, maybe going first, that's the key as well. I don't know. Oh, they're playing Art of War too. They're on some sauce. They're on some sauce, son. Yo, Shining D. Thank you for the follow on Kick, brother. Appreciate that. Means a lot. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with us. Something tells me we're about to take a ton. A ton. Okay. I don't know if this is correct or not. I have no idea if this is correct or not, but my gut tells me that even giving up a combo piece is correct if we're going to try and win here. If we're going to try and, like, stay ahead on life where we were at. Man, they're on a very spicy list. They're running Belittles and they're running Art of Wars. It's a spicy meatball. Yeah, I think leading on the ball lightning is correct here. It's non-conditional go again. It can be awkward from time to time, Latara. I agree. Like, I agree that, like, it can be awkward to block with it, and it felt that way in CC. But a lot of people had success with it, so I don't know. I was trying not to knock it for the longest time, just because so many people were having success with it. I think we're supposed to pitch the Flittering Charge to throw Starfall to put in the Channel Lightning Valley so that we can arsenal the Burn Up and Shock. I think that is the more correct play here, because arsenaling the Burn Up and Shock is a very good place to be for next turn and setting everything up and just kind of getting aggressive here. We're just going to activate Aurora and we're just going to pass. Now we've set up pretty well for next turn. This hand's looking like a pretty good place to start here. This is 3 no-go again, and even if we let this hit us, it doesn't matter. So even if they had an awkward hand. Okay, so we're going to fall to 37, and now we're going to apply the pressure. We're going to try and make it hurt this turn. I am going to put the Lightning Press on the bottom because I'm not really interested in just, like, quote-unquote getting them with the Lightning Press here. Actually, I could put the blue on the bottom, I guess, if we wanted to go that route. We are going to draw a card, so maybe it's better to just go all in as much as possible and put the blue on the bottom. That is back-to-back blues, but I don't think we're getting to second cycle, so it really doesn't matter. I'm curious if it's different in LL because of how fast the format is. I mean, it could honestly be very different. Could be very, very different. I don't want to press this. I do not want to press this, and I'll tell you why. Because I want to use Lightning Press when I have the Ball Lightning on the stack. Like, if I have Ball Lightning on the chain and this connects, the Burn Up actually does an extra point of damage. Because of the way Meld cards work, Burn Up and Shock become one card when you play them like this. And because of that, we're going to play this Ball Lightning, and then I'm going to play the Lightning Press. No, I'm not. I mean, if they're just going to let it come across, like, this is cool because now this means that the Burn Up does 6 damage, which is insanely good for us. So we deal 6 damage to them. The Ravenous Rabble is maybe better in Arsenal here. We've already pushed a good bit of damage and done quite a bit of things, so maybe we're better off to... Maybe we were better off to just pitch the Lightning Press and throw the Starfall and then Arsenal this. I still think we're going to Arsenal the Lightning Press no matter what here. If we want to be staying on a 5-card hand, Okay, so we take the rune chant, which is fine. This is 3 go again. Why does this have go again? Oh, the embodiment. Yeah. Ignore me. Ignore me. So, all right. No, just kidding. I was like, I didn't think that was the end of their turn, but I don't think that Photon Rush is good enough. Cards that are strictly 0 for 3s in LL, I do not think are good enough personally. But I think they're playing Photon Rush because they're playing Art of War. They're just trying to play as many attacks as possible and abuse Art of War, which is like a real strategy in this format, to be honest. Like, I'm not personally a fan of it, but I understand why they're doing it. All right, we're even on equipment, and we're up 5. We're up 10 life going into this turn. The only thing we can hope is that they don't find their combo. The only combo piece we found was the Flicker Wisp, and we did block with it on turn 0, which I think was the correct decision. It's weird to give up a combo piece, but my reaction is to, this is an aggro mirror. Staying as high as I can on turn 0 is correct, because we would have had to have taken the Belittle, and then we would have had to have taken the burn up and shock effect, so we would have been like at 30. So we would have been at like 30. Flash in the Channel Lightning Valley, draw Ball Lightning, and then it is pitch the Starfall, throw Lightning Surge, leave this here. Our hand would have been let's see. Our hand would have been Ball Lightning, Static Shock, Lightning Press, Rabble, with the Lightning Press and Arsenal. So our hand would have been lead on Ravenous Rabble, play Lightning Press from Arsenal, throw Static Shock, or I'm sorry, and then pitch Ball Lightning to come in. We would have drawn into the Arc Lightning. We would have went Static Shock, play the Lightning Press from hand, Arsenal the Arc Lightning, and then drawn into a fine hand from there. So we were in a good spot there. I don't really think our opponent... I don't know. It didn't really feel like our opponent had like a great grasp on what was happening there. Also, their build looked pretty experimental from what I could see. So let's see. 24, we played against Aurora. We went second win. They were on Art of War and other experimental cards. We got too much value off of CLV early and ran them over. Okay, so against Lexi, we have a pretty simple plan. We're on Balance of Justice here. This is not a combo matchup. We bring in Sync Belows to try and play efficiently, and we hope that we do not get smothered by ice this game. That is 110% the plan here. We're going to say Lexi. We're going second because I think that is the best play we have. If we were on things like Command and Conquer, we might play this a little bit differently to try and just get the extra value out of being able to get them with a Command and Conquer early on here. Yeah, the wins are coming. It's starting to feel a little bit better here. Starting to feel a little bit better. We, started playing with some patience and playing better, and things are coming our way now. I think I'm going to block with the E-Strike. The burn up and shot gets a lot of value here, so I want to block with the E-Strike. I do not agree with them throwing that at us. They definitely should have set up a 6-card hand here. Okay, I mean, that's not the end of the world. So they arsenaled nothing here. This feels incorrect to me. Could be wrong, though. I don't know. It's tough to say. We're going to play the Static Shock. Right? Yeah, it deals an extra damage here, so we're going to pitch 3 into the Static Shock, and then we are going to play the Channel Lightning Valley, draw an extra card here, and then hopefully go into next turn with a 5-card hand and a CLV in play. Have you seen the Snapshot Death Dealer Lexi build? It's wild. I got rolled over by it yesterday. I have not seen that, Latara. I have not seen that. When our opponent passes, we're just going to flash into CLV here. Get the value of having to pitch lightning cards to the Frostbites. Technically, a little bit of a lackluster turn from us. We're only getting to deal 5 to them, but we are getting to set up. What a rip off the top of the deck. We're gonna go Ball Lightning first. Sink Below also looking very good here. If our opponent is on cards like Battering Bolt, then we pretty much have to use those however we can. We have to use cards like Sink Below to really block something like a Battering Bolt. That can be detrimental to us. Cards like Falcon Wing, we are never going to block. I do not care about Falcon Wing at all. That is just a card. Let's see if they fuse this. I assume they named Go again. Is this going to be Codex after this? No. So... So Sink Below does not line up well with this, so we're just going to block like this. And then they're going to play the Winner's Bite. Although I'm going to be honest, I think they should have named +1 here, and then they should Arsenal the Winner's Bite. I think this is incorrect. We have a Burn Up and Shock in Arsenal, so we are going to pay 1 by pitching the Lightning Surge. This is also setting up our stack pretty well here because we went Ball Lightning, gone and Flash into Lightning Surge. We're going to go both sides of Burn Up and Shock here. And they have a choice to make early on in the turn on how they're going to play this out and if they want to deny us the Burn Up and Shock value, which it appears they do. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that our opponent is experienced with Lexi. It feels like they are making some suboptimal plays here, but you know, it's okay. Like Talishar is a part of learning, and Talishar is a part of getting better at the game. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not like we're not gonna like not like we're not gonna say anything bad. We're not gonna do anything crazy. Like they're playing the game, and like it just so happens to line up for us that like this is their plan is going to benefit us more than it is them. So I'm really not a believer in like talking trash about people, like friends and stuff like that. Like when I'm playing Call of Duty, yeah, no, 100%. I'm very toxic when I play Call of Duty, to be honest. But like that's just with friends and stuff like that. But like people who are playing Talishar and like trying to get better at the game and like trying to improve themselves, like you're never gonna sit around and hear me just like talking mad trash about people. It's just not who I am. Just not who I want to be. I think keeping the CLV around when we already have a good arsenal in the Sink Below is perfectly fine. We do get to deal an extra arcane damage to them to put them down to 28. And then we get to put both of our lightning cards to keep the CLV around. I was like, God, that sucks. Do they have a red ice card they're going to pitch? Okay, yeah, our opponent is very, very new. They definitely don't understand how that works. They definitely do not understand how that works. Because them not getting to keep the channel like Frigid because they didn't pitch an ice card is pretty much detrimental to them. Josh said, I don't talk bad about you, other than I don't talk bad about people other than the people that I like, watch stream regularly. Talk mad trash about them. That is some classic Josh material right there if I've ever heard it, bro. Classic Josh material. How's it going since I left? We are 3-3 now. It's been going a lot better. We started out 1-3, but we're 3-3. We're crawling back. I'm playing more patient, looking for better lines. And it's lining up a lot better for us now. So 4 Go again was a pretty good draw off the top of the deck here, and then we get to go Rabble Somersault into Rabble here, or if it's a blue off the top of the deck, we get to go Rabble into Somersault it back into Pitch to Starfall, because we don't really care about. There's no point in wasting the card if I can throw this same amount of damage here. And now we have Sink Below in Arsenal. We did last turn, but it's still there, which is good. So I like having it set up. As long as they don't get us with a Frostlock here, it's pretty good. Fab is a more expensive TCG, but I stayed because the community is super wholesome. I mean, dude, yeah, for sure, Kit. Like that is, like, dude, like I'm someone who's like a firm believer in that, brother. What is this? Can't be played from Arsenal, so we can play the one from hand and put the blue ball lightning on the bottom. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. Like, this is the best community that there is, I would say, like, bar none. I love the Flesh and Blood community, man, as a whole. Like, just absolutely amazing. Very, very amazing community, man. Very amazing community. I cannot stress that enough. Ball lightning puts me to 33. We'll come in for 3 here. Flesh and Blood is getting cheaper. It is getting cheaper, and like, you know, LSS has done a good job of, like, you know, exploring avenues for them to like still have a profit line, but also, like, you know, open up the game to all of its players to have access to, you know, more cards and, you know, more decks. Like the armory decks are a great idea in my opinion. They do a great job of, like, you know, like giving people the avenue to play different heroes, which I really like, to be honest. Community is 100% fantastic. It's my favorite part of the game, bar none. Yo, Brad, what's up, dude? Full Sin Fab is by far the greatest community I've ever experienced. Yeah, no, like, dude, I'm telling you, and I know y'all get sick and tired of hearing me say this, but dude, I could sit and talk about this all night. I love the Flesh and Blood community, man. Like, 100%. The Flesh and Blood community is absolutely amazing. Gosh, dang it. All right, well, we're just going to give up equipment here. We still have a... We're going to have to snap here. It's fine. But I mean, yeah, like Flesh and Blood has the best community, bar none. Bar none, and that's coming from someone who's played multiple TCGs over the years. Like Magic the most, obviously. I played Yu-Gi-Oh for a while. I have been recently wanting to learn this new game that came out called Altered. I haven't played it yet, but I've heard it's very cool. A couple of my buddies locally have gotten into it, and they're really big into Altered. So I thought about, like, you know, going out and spending 40 or 50 bucks just to play and hang out with them, you know. Armory decks are a fantastic product. I could not agree with you more. They have done so much. Like, Armory decks are doing so much for the game, in my opinion. Like, I truly love what Armory decks are doing for the game. You got into Altered, it is really fun. Bro, Altered is sick. Dude, I love it. Everybody is super excited about hearing about Altered. I've heard that it's really cool and it's cheap. Which I'm not gonna lie, you know, Fab is my, you know, like, true comp game that I play very seriously. So, like, if I'm gonna play something else, I'm gonna need to be fun and, you know, a little relaxed. Okay, they want to give me a Frostbite. So I think that makes that decision a lot easier for me. We're pitching the burn up here. It's just the... Oh, yikes. We're going to pitch the Arc Lightning here. Is what it is. Left Magic and joined Altered. Okay. I'm in the same place. Fab is my comp game and Altered is my chill out game. Yeah, so I mean, like, all of my buddies tell me that it's like a really cool game. So I would like to try it. I just haven't had when I say I haven't had a chance to yet, please understand that, like, I have had a chance to go and play Altered, but it means I have not made the effort to go and play yet. Like, I just... Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. Like, I have not went and played yet. You know, like, I would rather stream, or I would rather practice for a tournament, you know, or something like that. So I just haven't went and played yet. But I have heard very good things about Altered, and I've heard that it's really cool. I feel like Fab is getting anything but cheaper. CNC, E-Strike, and Tunic have all been consistently climbing in price. I mean, I think when people say cheaper, they mean like kind of what we're talking about, Valk, where we're talking about, like, there's more access to certain cards. Like, think about it. Tunic has been reprinted now. You know, like, Tunic was reprinted, which is, like, a positive thing. I mean, I guess we'll draw. Shoot. I guess we'll just say no blocks. In the resolution step, we will draw a card, or I guess in the defense step, I will play the sync for my arsenal. And I will put the... Snatch on the bottom. Eh. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I like Valk. I hear what you're saying that like some of the prices are like going up, but I mean, like, dude, like they reprinted Tunic. You're now able to get CNC in the Japanese packs. Like, I think that the game is taking a very, very positive, like turn towards being more affordable for a lot of people. And I mean, and when I say that, I mean. I do mean a lot of people, Yeah, so if you include, so like what, there's 2 variations of Command & Conquer you can get. Or no, I'm sorry, 3. You have original Command & Conquer from Welcome to Wraith. You have History Pack Command & Conquer, which is cheaper. And then you have the Japanese Pack Command & Conquer. So like you have multiple options of... Like you have multiple things that you can like where you can get Command & Conquer, and don't get me wrong, they're expensive, but it's also a powerhouse staple of the game. It should be expensive, Tunic, again, a powerhouse generic staple that's played in almost every deck in almost every format. It should be expensive in my opinion. CNC is Arc Rising, that's right. Yeah, so it's Arc Rising, and then so it's Arcane Rising, it's Arcane Rising, History Pack, and the Japanese packs now. And it's worth noting that in Arcane Rising, you can get first or you can get unlimited. So like it's not like you only have one set. Like there's more print run as well. So like I hear what you're saying, Valk, but I don't know. Like I feel like just saying that in a vacuum is honestly just kind of incorrect if I'm being honest. Let's block 6, and then I'm just going to go 4 and 4. They still have Arcane, so technically even if I did keep the Lightning card, they wouldn't be dead. If they did not have Bullseye Bracers, I would have just kept Shockwave in the blue, and I would have just fused. I'm hoping they reprint it eventually. You're hoping they reprint what, Brian? Every class is a suitable replacement? I don't know that I agree with that either, if I'm being real. Command & Conquer doesn't really have a replacement in my opinion. Like Command & Conquer is a powerhouse of a card. Like when you tell me you're going to a tournament without a Command & Conquer, my immediate response is like, oh, like, okay, like, sure. Like, like I'm of the opinion that you should go to tournaments versus not going to tournaments, but like Command & Conquer is tough to replace. Its text box in general is just insane. I'm going to wait because technically, shit. Even though the Lightning Press wins the game here, it is technically correct to play it on the Flittering Charge because I get the value of being able to give this go again. So LSS, LSS does need a better reprint policy. I agree with that. Some of their, I mean, I don't really know what the policy is if I'm being honest. Like I don't really know what their reprint policy is if I'm being honest, but like man, I don't know. Like I don't know. That's a tough one to like argue about because they've reprinted CNC twice, Tunic once, no Tunic twice now. Like they've done a lot of things. And even to World of Better Gaming's point, technically there is a Fabled version, so there is technically another reprint, but we can't count that. But I do like what you're going for here. It's ironic because that is the one Fable I'm missing for my collection. Hang on, I'm going to catch up on chat, but I've got to type out my win here. When new opponent I'm trying to think of how to I'm not sure how to say some stuff like this sometimes. I'm just gonna put new opponent and I'm just gonna put asterisks on each side of this. I think that'll be a good way for me to like keep track of like games that I felt like were kind of like non-games, to be honest. I don't know, it might be a better way to help me figure some stuff out like that. Just play mech, no CNC or high octane. I mean, that's something. The Lightning Press is really pretty. I do like the art, to be honest. Okay, so a suitable budget replacement. Okay, so I think, yeah, no, that's fair. Like Latora makes a good point that like there are suitable budget replacements for CNC in a lot of classes. You know, like if worst comes to worst, you can even play a card like Wreck Havoc, which is, don't get me wrong, it's terrible, but like it's a suitable option to replace it with. Like, you know, in Draconic, you have Breaking Point that destroys arsenals. Like you do have a lot of cards that can attack arsenals. So I definitely think there definitely are some like counter, like other options you could pick up if you wanted to. I mean, so, but Josh, like I hear what you're saying. Like just play a deck that doesn't require CNC. I think by like the definition of our conversation, nothing requires CNC. But I think you hurt your chances of winning if you play a deck that would normally play CNC that doesn't have it in it. So like again, my Aurora list in Classic Constructed, I don't even play Command and Conquer in that list because I'm not on enough blues, so it doesn't really fit my play pattern or style. So like I don't know, but it's weird because like Aurora is still crazy expensive. I don't know. How much is Codex right now? How much is Codex right now, to be honest? I don't even know how much Codex is sitting at right now. Yo, let's go. Zan Shadows with the follow on Twitch. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys being here. Guys, by the way, if you're new, you're here for the first time, 3 questions we ask everybody. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourself. I'd love to get to know you in the chat, guys. My Azuri list costs $14.50. Yeah, so like, yeah, but you're, I mean, yeah, I can think of a lot of like Codex and Command and Conquer are already ridiculously powerful, like expensive cards. 73 and 80 plus. Last time I checked, like 70. Okay, so like looking at like Codex, like that's a card that should probably be reprinted, right? Like that's a card that should be reprinted because like another card that should be reprinted is Warmonger's Diplomacy, in my opinion. You know, that card's like $70 or something crazy. Like that card should never be that expensive. You know, and the funny part is like I bought Warmongers when they came out for like $20 when they came out. Like they were pretty cheap at first. And then they went up and I traded mine away because it was such a good deal for me to trade them away. I actually ironically traded them to Brad in the chat for a Rainbow Foil Civic Steps for my Victor deck so that I could foil it out. And then I ended up buying a playset of Warmongers this last ProQuest season for $150 because I had a local who was willing to cut me a deal on an extra playset they had. Warmonger should never have been printed. So Latara, I think my like counter argument to your message there that you know that Warmonger should never have been printed is if you've ever listened to James White actually talk about why they printed it, he even says that they printed Warmongers was supposed to be like an answer to Duskblade and a way for them to try and introduce good answers in the generic field while also letting cards like Duskblade or other things live in the format because it gives us the ability to play with more powerful cards. And I'm going to be honest, I for a while I agreed with you that Warmongers probably shouldn't have been a card ever. A blue 3-block that does what that does is insanely powerful. But hearing James speak to it in that sense of like, oh, we wanted to make the game, like we wanted to try and open up the game by printing generic answers, I thought was pretty cool. Yeah, I think Codex should be reprinted. Codex, CNC, Warmongers, E-Strike, the weakest link, even if they're really recent, and like some of the first expansion slot cards would be good reprints. I don't think you need to reprint. I do not think you need to reprint E-Strike. It's already pretty cheap in my opinion. It's like a $30 or $40 card last time I checked. Could be wrong. Haven't checked in a while. I don't know how much more they can reprint CNC. I mean, the game has been out for 5 years and they've reprinted CNC 2 edition. They've reprinted it twice. It's been in print 3 different times. I don't know how many more times you can reprint that. So I don't know how I feel about that one, Liam, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so I hadn't heard that either, Latora, until I was actually listening to James talk about it one time. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. We're gonna run Face Purgatory here. We're gonna try Face Purgatory, and we're gonna see how it plays out. I've never played combo into this matchup, and I'm curious to see how it feels. E-strikes are $40. Yeah, so I mean, $40 is like reasonably fair to me. Like, that's not crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's not. Actually, you know what? I think we're just gonna play this one safe. I am going to play CLV, activate Aurora, and I'm gonna Arsenal the Lightning Press. We could push damage here and get the Lightning Press value, but I would much rather just like Arsenal this and set up for this turn. We're also going to see how Face Purgatory does in this game. Do you think they'll ban CNC? Probably not. Like, I don't know why they would. Art of War, in my opinion, made sense. Everything that they banned the last time around made sense because they were very clearly targeting something extremely specific. And so I understood. CNC is a very, very good tool for a lot of mid-range decks, especially decks that play Tunic and Pummel. And I don't know how those mid-range decks really look in a competitive aggro field. The mid-range decks have to turn to like instant fatigue, in my opinion, where you're trying to fatigue them. And I don't think that that's viable for a lot of those mid-rangey heroes. So I don't think they should. CNC should be reprinted. It's a card that's important in so many decks, and it's currently $80 to $100 per. Okay. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I've been saying it forever. Make a CNC reprint with new artwork and print it into Oblivion. That way everybody has access, but older versions of the card maintain collectible value. I really like Brad's thought right there. I think that makes a lot of sense. CNC should just be printed in an expansion slot for the Guardian set, probably. That also makes sense to me, Dave. I could see them going that route where they print it specifically in the Guardian slot. That is a solid way to look at that as well. What are they playing? Are they playing Thorn? I assume they're playing Thorn. We're not blocking the Rune Chance here. We're just going to fall to 37. And then as far as the meet and greet, it technically generates another one on hit. So I think we're just going to go like this. Maybe there's a world where I'm supposed to give Static Shock and Lightning Greaves. But I think we want to be pushing as much tempo as we possibly can here. Like, we just want to be all in on, like, you know, trying to hit CLV and put them on the back foot here. So Rosetta Thorn puts us to 31. I think we're going to lead on the E strike draw card, and I want to keep the Lightning Surge and the Ball Lightning in hand. Ball Lightning has Go Again, and the Lightning Surge is a great arsenal. The Static Shock does play very well with the Ball Lightning here, but I think that that's the worst card in our hand here. Yeah, making an alternate art and then printing it into the ground so that everyone has access to it, but like people can still hold collectible value is very good. I think that is a great decision. Great decision. I mean, I want to Arsenal this for next turn, I think. So we're just going to come over top with a press here. Yo. Double Ball Lightning is crazy, bro. It's actually crazy. Would only see CNC getting banned if they felt like they were happy enough with the other Arsenal hate in the game. If they printed it today, it would be a 2-block. I actually very strongly agree with that. I think they would make it a 2-block if they printed it today. So this Ball Lightning has like the text of just being a ton of damage here, which is crazy. Was probably also just worth playing the Burn Up and Shock this turn because of the double Ball Lightning value. Was probably just worth it. And then we're going to throw the Lightning Surge because this is like 4/6 and they have no way to block this over here currently. If they want to claim it's a game for the players and they need to incorporate a way for all the staples to be reasonably easy for the average person to get. I mean, so the other thing that like I think that I think we kind of forget sometimes is that LSS is a company, and the more expensive cards like that are, the more those early sets sell, right? And you know, I think I honestly believe that that's something we forget from time to time. If I'm just being completely honest with you, it really feels like that is something that we do forget as players sometimes, is that they are a company and they are trying to make money. Because I feel like LSS making the armory decks and giving like broken cards there does tell us that they are listening to us, in my opinion. That was a pretty good draw. So it's going to be Discharge, Ball Lightning for 4. We'll never respect a company fully that values collectors over players until SS reprints cards better. I can't say they do. It's something I hold against Magic with their reserved list. So what, when you say reprint cards better, define that for me a little bit better. And I mean that in all sincerity. Like, I really want to know what that means to you specifically, because the game has been around 5 years and they have reprinted Command & Conquer twice, which is an absolute all-star staple of the game. The fact that it is $80 to $100 has more to do with the secondary market than it does LSS, in my opinion. So I'm genuinely curious to know like where that line in the sand is, and like when is everyone happy? And like and respectfully, if your opinion is that cards should be $5 a piece, then like I don't know what to tell you. That's never going to be a thing. That will never be the case. Like, that will just like actually never be a thing that can happen. Like, all these staple cards have to cost money, because if they did, the game couldn't prop itself up. The economy like of Flesh and Blood wouldn't last. And so I think that people wanting stuff like that, it feels very irrational to me, and I struggle with stuff like that. So like I think that's where I struggle with some of these like arguments, honestly. And I'm open to like people telling me I'm wrong, or like, you know, telling me how we can talk about it and maybe make this better. When a card gets to $50, it's due for a reprint. So do you feel that way about the Fables as well, or just staple cards of the game? Because I always firmly take the opinion it's a hobby and hobbies cost money. I agree with Matt. Like, there is definitely something to be said about the fact that hobbies cost money. Like, you know, golf is expensive and I love to play golf, but you know, I also don't get to play golf as much as I want because of how expensive it is. So like, here's the best way I could break that down for you guys is like, you know, cards is expensive. It is a hobby of mine that I love and I cherish very much. I don't get to go as many tournaments as I want to because it's expensive. It's expensive to play. It's expensive to fly. Like, you know, like there's a reason like I'm not going to Chicago. Now that's for family stuff more than anything. But I mean, I don't know, like saying that anytime a card hits $50, it needs to be reprinted feels like a very, very drastic take for me. Like I have a hard time wrapping my brain around that one, because it feels like we don't want LSS to make any money. And if LSS isn't making any money, then the game fails. Now, like, I hear what everyone's saying, that, like, at a certain point, like, the whole, like, WotC debacle is kind of ridiculous. Also, by the way, on a random note, there was a real argument to play the other Arc Lightning here. There was an argument for that. Yo, let's go, William Montz. Thank you for that sub on YouTube, brother. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. Guys, if you're here for the first time, new to the channel, whatever your story is, 3 questions we ask everybody when you're here. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourself. I'd love to get to know you guys. I think the argument about selling old sets just isn't much of a thing with them. Harder to pull in LSS and actively selling them since they've been out of print for a long while now. So, okay. So, from LSS's perspective strictly, yes, I hear what you're saying. But the other part of our game, LSS has to succeed. The other part of the economy that has to succeed are local game stores. If local game stores don't have any profit to be able to sell something, then like, you know, older boxes that didn't sell right away, for example, then, you know, like if games aren't going to carry, if local game stores aren't going to carry your game, then your game won't succeed either. So I don't know. Like, I think you have to have a seller's market. And I'm sorry. Brad said something I wanted to see here. Taylor said, "Oh man, I wonder what he's losing to. Oh God, a Rhinar." Thank you, Taylor, for bringing up the past. Listen, started out 1-3. I took a breath and we pulled it together a little bit here and we started winning some games. Brad sent a message I wanted to see though. I personally think a generic staple shouldn't be more than 40 to 50 bucks, but I'm also open to being wrong. So this is one thing I love about talking to Brad, is that like Brad is never like, this is this or this is this, because some topics are black and white in my opinion. Like, you're wrong or you're right. Like, but I don't know, some topics are very gray in my opinion. You can look at Tunic also. They have also done multiple reprints over the years, and Bright Lights and Tunic is back up to $30. That's because the player base is growing. I mean, I guess that also makes sense with the player base growing. Like, there's more things in the game. Like, there's less cards available, so like they go up in price. I think Staple M's being $82 to $100 deserve a reprint, but I'm okay with legendaries being higher because of their lower pull rate and the fact that you only need one. Okay, so because reprints also sell money, we're okay with having reprints. Okay, so I mean, I guess if you wanted to say anytime a like Command and Conquer S card gets to $80, it should be reprinted. I'm very okay with that statement, because if Command and Conquer is $40 versus $80, more people are playing the game at a higher level. And ultimately, as a person who loves Flesh and Blood and as a content creator, I want people to be playing the game at a very high level, because I want more people invested in the game that I love. Yeah, no, Annabelle made that point earlier. Like you said that just a minute ago, Liam, that like printing more cards, like reprinting expensive cards does make people buy products. So there is that. I agree with that. I think cards should have value. However, the supply of certain cards is just so low. Yeah, so like if prices are high due to low print runs, I think that is a mistake on LSS's part. And that is probably one of the biggest reasons why Warmonger's diplomacy is so expensive. Because it's like only from outsiders or whatever set it's from. But yeah, like, no, I agree. Like certain cards, like probably like Command and Conquer, like, I don't know, like Tunic is $130 right now. Like, you want your legendaries to be expensive, you know? You want legendaries to be expensive. You don't want legendaries to be $10. I don't know. Like, legendaries being up there because you only need one makes sense to me. Also, I don't think the Fables should ever be reprinted. Like, if there's a first edition and an unlimited set, that makes sense. But like Fables being reprinted, I think is ultimately not that good for the game. Tunic being 100 is okay with me. CNC and Warmonger should be cheaper. Wholeheartedly agree. Wholeheartedly agree. This is not a matchup I have played yet. This should be fun. I was happy paying that for a 1 of L that doesn't get shuffled. Felt bad for the M though. That's also fair. Started playing Tunic and CNC. We're within $5 of each other. Yeah, no, I know. And it's also different because you need one versus a playset, right? And like a playset of cards that are $40 feels a lot better than a playset of cards that are $80. I mean, you're talking about a $120 swing versus like just paying for the Tunic. I think we want to ignore Arcane Barrier. We're just looking to like play straight offense. So we're going to be looking at Crown, Iron Weave, Snaps. And I think this is just combo, right? Like, I think this is just combo. We don't run any poppers, so we're just like trying to run them over here. I don't think I want to let them generate Ash. I wish we had like an instant in our hand. They just conceded. Oh, they don't have Arcane Barrier. I see the problem. They don't have AB. I see their problem now. They don't have AB. They picked me to go first again. I respect my opponent for making the same decision. No, like, I appreciate them making that same decision because it does benefit them to go first, and I appreciate them making the same decision. Not everyone would have done that. In fact, I have played against a lot of people online who don't do stuff like that, and it's very frustrating to me. Wait, they still don't have Arcane Barrier? Wow, the fact that they don't have Arcane Barrier is surprising. We're just going to activate Aurora and pass here. So I actually paid $100 for a Skull Cap back in the day. Like Legendary should probably never be $200, right? Like $200 and above should be saved for strictly for for Fabled, I would say. Like I think that's a pretty fair beat to say that. Yeah, Tunic won't get banned. Fables or Marvels? 100% agree, Liam. 100%. Yeah, Tunic does its job, but it's never broken. I paid $250 for my Skull Cap, so I paid $100 for mine, right? And like, man, like paying that much money for a Skull Cap is just like super crazy to me, dude. I mean, the Ashwings don't consistently have AB though, right? Like that's still like a little bit of a risk, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. It's interesting to think that I'm gonna have to kill the dragons. I have not played this matchup in a long time. And to be honest, after playing the Talishar tournament and watching Jude run all the way to the semis, where he got absolutely just like rickrolled by Starvo, like we should probably. I think we have to block this, unfortunately. Yeah, like Balance of Justice, $180. It's ridiculous, in my opinion. Like, L shouldn't be that expensive. We're going to say draw card. I don't know if putting the blue lightning card on the bottom was correct, but it did line up for us pretty well. Kill the dragon. Make a rune chant for next turn. So you go up to 3 ash and then down to nothing. Yeah, not having a popper is weird. Last time I played this, I was playing like Oldham. How did you get your Balance of Justice for free? I'm playing Lexi in Columbus, and Dromi is a tough one. Yeah, I believe that. I mean, it was always tough when it was actually in the format, right? Like, that was a tough one even then. Yikes. We cannot block this. Like, literally just cannot block this, and that sucks because that's the combo piece. I mean, we can get rid of one of these, but we are going to have to like really push damage at them here. Like we have to put them on the back foot, and losing a combo piece hurts bad. Dude, so, okay, so I have to tell you guys about this, and Carly's laughing about this in the other room if she's listening, bro. I have had my friend group, like one of my friend groups that I play Call of Duty with, just like arguing about this weird game that was made up on the spot earlier today. Like they have been arguing about this for the last like billion hours about like a certain. I'm not going to describe it because like it's weird. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. It's just weird. Like I love my friends to death, but they're weird, and I'm not explaining it to you all. But like, dude, like it is. So ridiculous that they're still talking about this. It is 10 after 9, and they're still having this conversation. Absolutely crazy. I'm torn on Oldham, Starvo, or Lexi for Columbus. I mean, between those choices, Starvo's probably just the best pick, right? With Starstruck being in the game now, with all 3 Starstrucks there. I mean, listen, a dude was looking for an even trade, man, and you gave that to him, you know? Like, I get it, brother. So I wonder, this is, what, 5 Ashwings? We're just clicking aggressively because I'm trying to get through this. The weakest link does not matter here, thank God. We're going to play both sides of Burn Up and Shock. We are going to kill an Ashwing here. Wait. Yeah, I think we want them to block. Interesting. I think we're going to Arsenal the light. Shit. Sorry. Clicked one too many times. Activate Aurora, Arsenal, the Lightning Surge, and pass. Well, we drew 1/2 of this. I would have rather have drawn the Arc Lightning, to be honest. This is my first time ever seeing Dromi, and she is always so angry. I started playing the week she LL'd. The weakest link is pricey. It's like one of the few cards I do not have foils of, actually. We can kill the Chromai this turn. I'm going to hope that there's nothing crazy to follow this up with. If there is, we're probably in a tough spot, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to lose this game. Like, I don't, like, this deck was tough to race with Phi back in the day. Okay, let's think about this reasonably. So it's going to be 4 go again when this hits a hero. Dang. I was hoping it says when this hits. I actually bought the weakest link for about $12 a piece when they came out. Was one of the better buys I've ever had, to be honest. I don't know that we can win this game. Like, if they have a hand worth keeping, I think we're just dead. I don't think blocking with Furnace is ever correct, but okay. We did not even draw combo, so like, yeah. Oh, dude, with the tome, we're super dead. Yeah, I don't think blocking with Furnace was correct there. I mean, I don't know. Like, we have to somersault this back, or we're literally just dead to the Ashwings. Because we take 1. We're going to go down to 1 and then block the last one, and then die to whatever's in their hand. Phi, like, at least had poppers, and we could, like, end turns randomly. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do about this. Man, that was tough. That was tough. Something to keep in mind. Gonna have to figure out my Dromi plan before this weekend. Gonna have to figure that out. I'm kind of shocked Erase Face isn't as high as the weakest link. How much is Erase Face, to be honest? Like, does anybody know how much Erase Face is? Yeah, Rake the Embers is still really cool, dude. Rake the Embers is still really good. Let's fill out the list here before I join another game. All right, so against Dromi, we lost, boarded in combo, and never saw it. Died in 5 turns. No poppers really hurt us that game. I think no poppers hurt us that game, and also like Dromi just being a good aggro deck kind of hurt us there. Like Dromi is honestly just a good aggro deck. Like I don't have a problem saying that. Like, and I think it's very true. And if you played during Dromi and CC, like she's a very powerful hero. Put off buying weakest links at 13 each because I thought I'd wait for them to come down. Oof, that's a big sag. That's a big sag. That's a big sag, Brad. Dromi's great in LL. My choice of LL deck. Okay, that's good to know. Then we need to have a plan. So I think the plan against Dromi is probably just combo, right? Like that's probably just always the plan is like combo. This doesn't really have the value we want in against Dromi. So it's just to put in the combo and race. Dromi's definitely my second LL pick. Got to get ready for Chicago. Ooh, let's go. I like to hear this. Hearing this stuff's pretty cool. Hearing this stuff is pretty cool. Actually, you know what? Before we play another one, I'm going to take a small break. I need to use the bathroom. So give me like 2 minutes here. I'm going to run to the bathroom. And when I come back, we're going to be playing more games. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Ah, wrong screen.
Here comes
All right, short break, and we're back. Yo, we got multiple people playing Living Legend. We had multiple people playing Living Legend. See, tournament's coming up now. Everybody's practicing. Let's see. So Warmongers could be good against Dromi. Just saw somebody say that. Which, like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't hate the idea of playing Warmongers against them because it stops them from playing dragons and attacking. I'm simple. I either play Briar for the familiarity or something I've never played before ever for the YOLOs. Absolutely no in between. I'm curious to see what you land on, to be honest. Here's a real question. Is there any world that if this deck is so popular, like honestly, if Dromi is, you know, played that much that we cut Face Purgatory? I mean, running Balance of Justice and like all the matchups is fine, right? So we can cut Face Purgatory. And we can cut the 2 Vaporizing Shock. I guess it just depends on like how much chain we're expecting to play against. Because like anytime we're playing Vaporizing Shock, are the poppers worth it? I guess is the question, right? Like let's pull up the deck and look at it here. Like what is cutting Face Purgatory do? Face Purgatory has not felt promising so far. Crown of Providence has been fine. Maybe we cut the 2 sideboard cards and play 2 poppers and try to draw them. Maybe that's a better play there. I don't know, because like I agree that like not having poppers is painful in that matchup specifically. Vaporizing Shock comes in against... Literally only comes in against the Viscerai and Chain matchup. I don't know. Lightning Press turns attacks into poppers in defense. That is true, and I do really enjoy that, to be honest. It is very good to have that. Lightning Press is solid. But I'm also just curious to know, like, is Vaporize and Shock better in the sideboard, or are we better off with 2 Command and Conquerors as poppers? And then we can leave the Face Purgatory in? You know what? Let's try that. Like, Vaporize and Shock is really good when it's really good. And if you guys have heard me talk about this before, you know that I am a big believer in let's see. Against them, I guess against Chain Viscerai, we just want to add in the sinks. We're playing Carapace. This is where we would play Face Purgatory, Grasp, Grieve, Starfall, and we just add in 2 sinks. And then play the one of Warmongers. Is there any chance if we go second, we actually add in the CNCs in this matchup, which is kind of interesting. Let's write this down here. Second, use 60 to race. First, cut to CNC and add to... No, actually, you know what? I think we just want to run Command and Conquer at all times, right? So we're just going to update it. We're actually going to go in and add a Dromi matchup, because Dromi is not even something that's been on my radar. We want to go first against Dromi. And I think the Command and Conquerors are good. And maybe we add in the Warmongers. Is the Warmongers really worth it? Yeah, Sinks are really good on that matchup. I really like Sinks, to be honest. Like, they are pretty solid. Are they Tome? We want balance, right? Do we want Lightning Greaves or Snaps? Like, are we going to... I think we have to... Wait, we don't even want balance. Do we want combo in this matchup? Are we supposed to play Command and Conquer as poppers and then play combo? Or are we just supposed to play value and poppers? So if we're supposed to play value, this is the game plan, right? If we're going to play value, this is the game plan against Dromi. We bring in the 2 Command and Conquerors and we bring in a Warmongers. We bring in Balance, Carapace, and Grasp. And we're just trying to like out-tempo them over the course of the game, and having a couple of poppers randomly lines up pretty well. We're also, I mean, I guess we are playing AB in the chest. Is there any world where I want to cut Warmongers? I want to cut 2 copies of Electrostatic Discharge, and I just want to play full combo. Oh, man. I don't know. This is a tough decision. Let's try Dromi like this. Speaking of Dromi, does anybody want to play Dromi into me? Because at this point, I kind of need to practice. Is the M not working on my keyboard? Bro, what is happening? I can't even type out Dromi. Literally every letter on my keyboard is working except my M. I would, but I need to sleep. No worries. No worries. I completely understand. Hang on. I'm going to unplug my keyboard. I don't know what's going on with my keyboard. All right, keyboard, be good to me. Who needs the M anyway? It still won't work. Every other key is working. The number, everything except for the M. All right, we're gonna... I've never typed in looking for Dromi. I guess we're gonna type dragons. Oh man. I think tempo is the way. So you don't think it's a combo matchup? You think it works out better to play like Carapace and to play balance and try to play like the value game? Let's try combo and see what happens. Let's just try it like this and see what happens. Yep, Dromi. Why is there only 57 cards in the deck? Did I not put these in the matchup? I guess I did not. I took cards out, but I didn't put them in. Yeah, I guess that's what I did. That is really weird. Gonna have to go over here and fix this in just a minute. Calming gesture. We're just gonna activate Grasp and pass an Arsenal to E-Strike here. Thanks for being awesome, you lot. I need to sleep. Oh, thanks for hanging out, Latar. Hope you have a good night. Appreciate the input on Dromi. And Brad says it's not combo. I mean, that's fair. Send me an invite? Oh, dude, why? I'm sorry, I just saw that. Do you want to play one after this? Can I send you an invite after this? Is that okay? Okay. Drawing both of them in the first two turns is not going to give us an accurate representation of what we're looking at here. I just added the Dromi matchup. Where's it at? Oh, he said it's Wally. Okay, even better. It's perfect. Thanks, Wally. I appreciate you joining the game, brother. Being a step ahead of me, fam. Yeah, we're just going to take 4. And then Essence. Okay. So it's weird, but we can probably actually use one of these to our advantage, right? And then we're going to play the CLV. I mean, I really don't want to put both of our CNCs in the bottom. Also, I love my friends, but they're about to get muted. Okay. It says... Oh, it says prevent the next damage. I thought it said prevent 3. Oh, it's because it has ward on it. Never mind. I'm thinking of something completely differently. Oh, man. Drawing both the Command and Conquerors has felt incredibly awkward. Is there any world we're supposed to be on one Command and Conquer and one Vaporize and Shock for both matchups? That feels wrong, though. Sorry, I keep going back and forth on how I should play this matchup, and that's kind of like what I'm looking at over here is like, how is this supposed to look? Like, what is this matchup supposed to look like for me? I'm trying to remember like how we won as Fi. We are going to choose not to Arsenal here. because arsenaling that would not do us any good. Got a dip, need to focus into work. Yo, Kit, thanks for hanging out, man. Hope you have a good night, brother. We are playing combo, so I don't think we're going to just run out the Arc Lightning, although it might be worth it because honestly, like, nothing that we're doing has go again right here. I mean, I guess we can use snaps, right? Yeah, we're just going to fall down to 30. I would have assumed, honestly, that Mirror Guy was cut against us. I don't know. Ooh. Down and Dirty could just be a solid one to have. And then we would commit to only having it in that matchup. And then we would only play it in this matchup specifically. And we would play 2 copies of it in the sideboard. And then against every other matchup, we would board in sinks to be able to cover up certain cards. That's true. Sam also makes a really good point that being able to clear the board with Mask of Momentum was huge back in the day. Throwing the Snatch at the Mirror Guy is going to let us draw 2 cards here. Or I'm sorry, it's going to let us draw 1 card. We are just going to snap here. I think throwing the Snatch at that is a very good thing. Would be good against Prism as well. That is very true. Also, Drew, rolling in, just saying wiener for no reason. What's up, Drew? How are you, brother? I really wish, like, I guess I could have thrown it at them and then pressed it, I guess. I don't know. I guess we can press the Ball Lightning here. I don't know. Down and Dirty is spicy. It's actually one of the few cards I don't own. I'm not going to press this, actually, because if he wants to give us a CLV here, I think I'm actually okay with that. And then we're going to activate Aurora, and we're going to arsenal the Arc Lightning. Now, the one downfall with this is that this is the 2nd turn in a row that we have given ourselves an intellect penalty, and gosh, does that feel bad. So I think based off of just what we're seeing right now that that Brad is correct. It's definitely going to be more of like balance of justice into this matchup. And Down and Dirty could be a sweet one. I'm about to ban this other Drew guy, bro. Just Drew's just coming in hot. All the mod powers just coming in hot. I think I'm okay with popping this. We just want to end the turn if we can. We're just trying to completely end a turn if we can here. Okay. Stopping that Snatch from coming in does feel pretty good. Wasting the Embodiment is like fine here. Like it doesn't feel great, but it's fine. I am going to activate Grasp. Since we know there's a blue on top, it means that we can throw the Rune Chant at Wally and we can attack him as well. And then if we draw the blue, we activate Aurora. We do not get to keep the CLV around for a 3rd turn, but that's okay. If Drew, would it look like... Dude, I'm here for these like next level of jokes right now. I'm so here for this. Y'all don't even know how here for this I am. I would be surprised if Wally, like, I mean, I guess Wally's managed to block out our whole turn here so far, right? Wally's not going to block this. Okay, so he's going to give us a CLV here, which is fine. I'm like 70% locked on Briar, but time will tell. I mean, listen, time is not exactly something you have on your side right now, man. Like, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday before the event, brother. It's about to be event 30, man. I think we're just going to activate Aurora and just pass here. We got the value we wanted, so we're able to set up for next turn. Also, this hand is Canuts. Yeah, deal. We take 4, bro. Deal. This hand is insane. This 4-card hand ends up being worth like $1 billion. So this is 4, the next one's 7, and the next one's 7. So it's literally a 15 point, or I'm sorry, it's an 18 point 4-card hand. We'll see what I randomly decide to throw together when I get off of work Friday morning. Bro, what a sentence. I don't think I have ever went into a tournament with that level of like casualness ever. Like that wasn't like Friday nights or something like that. We could set up an embodiment for next turn by coming in with a Starfall. I could also just come in for 7, blink this back, and then do this. Yeah, let's just blink it back, right? Like, let's just blink it back. I think that's just a more efficient play here for us. There's no pressure when you don't believe in the format. I mean, I guess that's fair. Like, if you don't really care what happens, like if you're just kind of like going to hang out and like play cards, then I guess like, you know, it really doesn't matter one way or another. We will return Gone in a Flash to our hand. This is one of the better Gone in a Flash hands I've ever had with Aurora, like by far. Like Gone in a Flash normally does not line up this well, but it did here. In the reaction step, I am not going to return this to my hand, but I am going to come in for 7. It's also worth noting I probably could have just pitched the Lightning Press to come in with Starfall and then have done that. Just watched Majin May talk about his experience at Worlds, and after he missed day 2 for Worlds, he brought CYB New, which he never played before. Ended up doing quite well on the calling. Oh, that's cool. It's exciting to hear that he did well, you know? I mean, honestly, I'm kind of surprised he still wasn't playing Kano, if you want the truth. A little surprised. A little surprised. I think we're just going to play the Arc Lightning here. Probably makes Wally think that we have it, but we don't, so... I do think we're going to kill the Azulai here with the Ball Lightning. This deals 1 damage to any target. Can we clear the board with this? Can we actually just clear the board with this? It was his Kano list that won the LL Battle Harden. Oh, that's cool. I can't listen to Maj anymore. He sounds too much like Freak. I don't know who that is. I do not know who that is. All right, so we're going to kill the Dargon. This is 2 Arcane. Two arcane. And then we're just going to go ahead and play out the rabble here. Yeah, no, I know. I knew that it was LL battle hardened because that's why I was looking at all the Aurora. That's why I was looking at all the lists the other day. I was looking at like the Aurora list and like I was looking at multiple of the decks from top 8, to see. Now this is only going to be one, so this arcane is actually going to kill one of the Ashwings here. I think I like this better. And he does this to play his Tome turn. The cool thing is like we would have been able to like get a lot of value here off of the Balance of Justice. I'm gonna have to remember to look and see what my top card was next turn. Freak is an OG League of Legends personality, and Majin played Legends of Runeterra, so I feel like they're somehow related because they both have legends in the game that they play or played. I guess that's funny. Does this end the turn? I think this just strips him of his action point and does everything I want it to. Okay, so we're learning I have more tech in this matchup than originally I thought. Lightning Press could have been a popper right there. The burn up does get the action point that we want right there. We're just going to throw this at him and then Lightning Press it, and then we're going to pitch the current funnel to activate Aurora. Majin is Freak with hair. They're clearly the same person. I used to follow Majin during his Legends of Runeterra days. That game used to be so good, and then it really just stopped. So I hear a lot of people say that about a lot of games, to be honest. I know a lot of people say it about Magic. Like I'm one of them. So I don't. It's just interesting to hear different people say that about different games and like what's fallen off and how and and things like that. All right, so the burn up and shock is going to have to be used to kill Ashwings to end turns. Maybe I'm supposed to save the Lightning Press to pop something. Legends of Runeterra was peak. I've actually never played it. Also crazy, it's been 7 turns and we haven't seen a Flicker Wisp. Because I'm pretty sure we put them in. We are going to say no blocks on everything here, just in case we do need to block a Command and Conquer at the end of the chain. Because we have the ability to block Gauntlet of Flash, Lightning Surge, Ether Ironweave, and get the value. And also, I might just play the Arc Lightning here. We might just play the Arc Lightning and try to kill him. Maybe something we look at doing, because I think we can, to be honest. I'm gonna sideboard completely differently, and I'm gonna play the value plan next game. I'm gonna ask Wally to play another one here with us. I still come back to Magic and enjoy it. I stopped playing Legends of Runeterra during its life cycle because the game went a direction that I just didn't like. But it's just not for you. I mean, I get that, man. I think that's fair. Like, I think that's a very valid thing to say, right? And like, I get it. I still go to RCQs and stuff every now and again. Like, I still go hang out. I got a lot of friends that play Magic. I like to go and see them and spend time. And there's some local shops in our area that I like to go and support because I'm a big like believer in supporting the local community. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying, man. I completely understand. Completely understand, brother. What even is LL? Right now, it's me trying to win with Aurora. That's what I'm playing this weekend in Columbus. So far, it's been a lot of Starvo. It has been a lot of Starvo, and it's been a lot of... A lot of Starvo and LL. There's been a lot of Oldham has been a big one recently. Prism Dromi apparently is a more relevant deck than I thought. I think they stopped updating Legends of Runeterra for PvP besides balance patches, right? Is technically around. One of my locals comes from competitive Legends Runeterra and still plays every so often. He plays Fab, cares so much more about the game, and it's better in so many ways. Talking about how like Flesh and Blood's better in so many ways. Is that what you mean, Trent? I just want to make sure I'm following. We are going to try and use the Arc Lightning to kill Wally here. We're just going to try and use it to kill him here. He does not play a lot of blues in his deck. In fact, against us, I imagine he plays 0, which I think can personally really line up for us. We do not have the full combo here, but we are going to ask to sideboard differently after this. Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, like Flesh and Blood's the best TCG I've ever played. And it's why I dive into it so much more. Like when I played Magic, my testing consisted of like, oh, I'll play a few games on this deck and a few games on this deck, and whatever feels better, I'll play this weekend. And it's probably why I had limited success in Magic, because I was never like seriously grinding all the time. And you know, like in Flesh and Blood, I am like what I would consider like a hardcore grinder. Like to the limit, to be honest, when it comes to like Flesh and Blood. I am what I would call a grinder. I don't know many people that would disagree with that statement, to be honest. Hey, we do the Flicker Wisp. QQ. I mean, we might as well play it, right? Like, it just almost assuredly ends the game on this turn after drawing it. So Fab is really good when it's good. I don't think I've played Flesh and Blood when I've not enjoyed it yet, if I'm being honest. It's probably an unpopular opinion. It's probably an unpopular opinion, but there's not been a moment when I've not enjoyed Flesh and Blood enough to be like, yeah, it's not good. Like, I've always enjoyed it so much. I like Limited a lot, so I still try and go to each MTG pre-release. Is this a full rematch? Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. So I have changed the Dromi sideboard here. Let's see. We're gonna go 6 and 4. I think Wally's gonna go first. We're gonna go Grasp, Snaps, and I have added in the Warmongers and the 2 copies of Command and Conquer, and we're gonna try and make this a better game plan this time around. This will probably be the last one of the night, but I think this is definitely a better plan so far. I do not think that the combo, like the combo won us the game, but like I think that at the rate we were going, sorry, I'm trying to fill everything out here. At the rate that we were going, I think it would have been viable to just have won the game with Arc Lightnings in general. Have you ever played Ninja into Prism? I played a lot of Phi into OG Prism, if that's what you mean, Val. Fab is pretty good when it's bad. So, and this is a serious question. This isn't just for Drew, because I know Drew's kind of been down on the game a little bit recently, but this is for anybody. What don't you like about Flesh and Blood when it feels bad to you? Like, what makes Flesh and Blood feel bad? That's what I would honestly like to know. And that's like real curiosity for me, Drew. And that goes for anybody in the chat. Too much math. Everything is vibe based. Bro, what an answer. The like honesty behind that is unreal, but also like that's wild, fam. Uninteractive deck / cards. The other thing that makes me feel bad about Fab would make me feel bad about any TCG. Like drawing no heralds and 10 cards is Prism. I mean, yeah, I would be inclined to agree. I think that would make most people feel bad, to be honest, Smurf. I think it would, brother. Like Peak Zen and Count Your Blessings are great examples. Yeah, so like how Zen doesn't have a lot of interaction. I mean, I get what you're saying. I hear you. I hear you, brother. Ball Lightning, E-Strike for 7, Arsenal? Or is it Ball Lightning? No, that's just the play. We have to Arsenal Lightning Surge. I want to be able to throw the Static Shock here, but I don't think there's a way to reasonably be able to do what we want here. Also, Kevin, how are you, man? I haven't talked to you in a while. You been doing okay, brother? Maybe I troll and take Olympia this weekend. Bro, if you show up with Olympia and you beat me, I promise you, I will sell every card I own while I'm there. Carly will be ecstatic. I take that back. I don't think Carly would be ecstatic to see me still out of my favorite hobby. Like, Carly knows how much I enjoy cards. Plus, if I did that, she would just be forced to play Call of Duty or Fortnite with me all the time. And low-key, I'm so competitive, I think part of her would hate that. It's bad when I'm at Fab's highest rated skill, drawing well. Oh, when you're bad at Flesh and Blood's highest rated skill and you're saying that skill is drawing well, I'm following. I mean, yeah, that's always a feels bad. I hear what you're saying, man. I hear what you're saying. That's like, I think that's a reasonable thing to say. My complaint about Fab is less about the game and more about me not being good enough at it. I love the game, but it can be quite difficult. It is, in my opinion, it is like the toughest TCG I've ever played. Wholeheartedly could not agree with you more, Dale. Like, I get what you're saying. It is a hard game. It is tough to play. And there's a very high skill threshold. That is why I feel like I have to sweat as much as I do to do somewhat well. And I say somewhat well because like there are a lot of times when I feel like I do not do that well. Like in full transparency, like I mean, Nationals is a great example. I had a horrible record at Nationals. I think I finished like over 500th at Nationals. It was terrible. Too much math, bro. My favorite is fighting to gain full tempo only to draw 4 reds. The main thing that bothers me, honestly, is how polarizing some classes make matchups. Like, Enigma really burnt me out on the game purely because I love playing Warriors and that matchup is so bad. I mean, so I honestly, like, I think that's a fair point. I'm assuming I need to refresh here. Like, that's a valid point, dude. It is a very valid point. There are some very polarizing matchups, and it feels bad. And it feels bad. Like that is how I felt the entire RTN season of heavy hitters playing Victor, because it just felt so bad. We're supposed to draw now and see what we hit. So it's Lightning Surge at them, Starfall at them, activate Aurora, or it's Burn Up and Shock, target them, and then it's Lightning Surge at them, Starfall at them, Snatch, activate Aurora, Snatch at the Mirror guy. I think we're supposed to block here, to be honest. We get punished if it's a Snatch they're trying to end the turn on, but I think we need to block here. Join them and play Enigma. Yo, Donzai, what's up, dude? How are you, brother? What is the best Betsy list you guys can think of? Bro, it is probably sad, but the best Betsy list you can be playing is probably Count Your Blessings, which really makes me a big Sag, I won't lie. Probably just count your blessings, Betsy. Are the polarizing matchups in fact significantly worse than in other card games? In my opinion, no. In my opinion, no. Like I am a person who plays a lot of back in the day when I played Magic a lot, I played Burn all the time. Like I played like mono red aggro. And so like the polarizing matchups for that where, you know, like you absolutely abused blue white control players and it felt really good. But you know, like decks like Dredge, and even like a lot of like the Jund mid-rangey decks, or like, you know, the some of the life gain decks like really abused you and it felt bad. It felt really bad to be in those situations a lot of times. So I think that I don't think it's any worse than other card games. I think that sometimes you show up to tournaments, you lose because of that variance, and it feels bad. It does. It sucks. It sucks. There's no other way around it. There's nothing else to say or talk about. It's a feels bad, and you hate to have it happen to you. And when it does, it sucks, you know. And that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. Unfortunately, though. I mean, you got to speak real English if you want me to keep paying attention, dude. What is this Magic the Gathering? So Trent, was Flesh and Blood your first TCG? Like, honestly, was it actually? Yeah, you need good variance in every TCG to do well. I've said that. I have said that since when I really learned card games years ago. I learned that you have to have good variance on your side to do well. It's just how it is. Okay, Josh, that's a little too dark, man. But if you need to talk about something, Josh, let me know. Fab definitely has some unwinnables. Agree, Andy. I have been seeing talk of Sledge and Tunic. Ooh, Sledge and Tunic could be fun. I actually would enjoy that quite thoroughly, if I'm being honest. Let's kill the mirror guy here. We do have poppers in the deck, so it is relevant. We get to throw Rabble at Wally here. Please be a red, thank God. We're doing our best to push the burn up and shock, honestly. That's what I'm after here. I want to hit him with a burn up and shock. That's the truth in my mindset. I legit debated on Count Your Blessings Briar for this weekend. Dude, man, I'm going to be honest, brother. I don't hate that. That does not make me angry. Count Your Blessings Briar could be sweet this weekend with like 3 for 7s and like Crown of Seeds and stuff. I could see that. My man Trent said, what is this? What is this Magic the Gathering we speak of? Yo, this hand's whack. Flittering Charge, Snap, pitch Shockwave to Starfall to kill an Ashwing, and then throw Static Shock at them. Feels bad. I also played Dice Masters and Star Wars Destiny, but those are also dice games. My first TCG was the WoW TCG, then I played Conquest, and then Keyforge. So I hear a lot of people say very good things about Keyforge, but I've never played it. I've heard that Keyforge is very good. I've heard that Keyforge is actually like a very, very fun game. Some of my like locals talk about it in a very positive light. We are going to snap. We are going to snap. Let's kill an Ashwing here. I think it's worth it to just try and keep it off the board. Let's see. There's what? 2 copies of Burn Up and Shock left. So, I mean... we'll throw the Static Shock at Wally here. Yo, let's go. Kevin with the Hydrate. Decks are all random precons that are not meant to be changed at all. Oh, and so there's balance issues. I can see that. Fab has been the first TCG where I've had adult money and also the drive to get into it competitively. So that's fair. I bricked so hard on Bolton against a Florian, had 2 D-Reacts and 2 other unplayables. They created Rune Chance for 3 turns while I passed, immediately ordered Iron Song versus after, LOL. I mean, yeah, spending money on card games, like, you know, this goes back to our conversation earlier. It's a hobby, you know? Like, it's a hobby and it's expensive. That is a big part of it. Before coming back to fan, I was playing some Star Wars Unlimited, and that game is actually really sick. Okay, so I heard that the Star Wars game is really cool. So Carly really likes, like, board games, card games, like strategy games in general, but she doesn't play Flesh and Blood because I am, like, so competitively engrossed in the game that, like, it's not really fun for us to play back and forth. And so I bought the Star Wars starter decks, the Vader and Luke starter decks, for her and I to be able to play. And it just like we've just never made an effort, to be honest. We've just never really made an effort to play. Like it's still sitting over on top of the chest of drawers behind like my IRL streaming stuff. I'm looking at it, but it just doesn't. About to get snapsies. Snapsies. This could just be snatch and pass. Very, 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 very well could be. Breaking a Bolton does feel bad. Fab is my college football at this point. Not playing, but I spend my weekends fishing out unearned opinions. I loved, as someone who actively watches a lot of sports and bets on a lot of sports, I love to hear the comparison that Flesh and Blood is your college football, bro. Donald, that is like such a W opinion, bro. Oh, man. Legit, I debated on a very simple 12-card swap and any matchup. It wouldn't be... Oh, it wouldn't be like Fatigue Briar. It would just be like swapsies. Like swapsies into the Count Your Blessings sideboard stuff. I bet she'd like Altered, but Star Wars is a really good game. More skill intensive than Magic, but less so than Fab. Dude, I would 100%. Like, listen, I'm just saying, while I'm in Columbus, if y'all want to talk about betting on sports, I'm not opposed. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I actually love sports betting. I do it quite regularly. And it's actually become more, it's become more of like, you know, one of those hobbies that I'm really starting to like focus in on. Because when I was doing it at first, it was just for fun. It was just for the memes. And I've started like keeping track of like my bets every day and like what I'm winning and what I'm losing on. I've done pretty well in the NBA when I first started because I watch a lot of basketball. But you know, this week has been a rough week for my NBA bets, honestly. Count Your Blessings OTK. Ooh. Why is betting becoming so commonplace for everything? I mean, are you one of those people that like has a problem with it, Drew? Like, and that's an honest question. Like, you know, some people really don't like sports betting, but like, in my opinion, I love it because I watch a lot of sports and it's fun. I follow a lot of pages on TikTok that like talk about betting, and like I follow this place called the Parlay Cafe. Like, I don't know, it's really fun. And if you want the truth, like I think it's a way for a lot of us to I think we're gonna draw here. Oh, damn, that feels so bad. I think it's a way for a lot of us to, you know, like put that time and energy into like the sports we enjoy, as more than just like a casual watcher, you know? That's what I think. We're gonna pop this while we can. If it's Blazers with a 70-point spread, that's a tough bet. Yo, wait, what are we betting on the Trailblazers? What are we betting on the Trailblazers now? What's happening? So Aggro has a betting problem? I do not have a betting problem. You can ask anybody that knows me. Like, you can literally, like, you can ask Carly. Like, last year when sports betting became, like, a bigger thing here, I got pretty into it for a while, and then I just, like, stopped. Like, I put some money into my account, and then when it ran out, I just stopped betting for, like, literally for, like, 6 months. I just stopped. So I can't gamble in any way, not even video games. It makes my tism scream. It gives me so much anxiety. I mean, hey, man, you know, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, dude. Like, you know, it's not for everybody, man, you know? Ooh, what spicy Betsy list are we talking about? I want to know more about the spicy Betsy list. I like Betsy. I like spice. I'm hip. I'm with it. Tucka 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 tucka. Just kidding. I'm not gonna do that to you guys. So it's going to be Ball Lightning. I just put my shuffling cards away, dude. I swear. I think the way they advertise sports betting is pretty predatory. It is 100%. Sports betting is not something to mess around with. You should 100% be careful with sports betting at all times. I do it in a very smart way, and if I feel like it gets out of hand, I actually have like Carly like step in for me. Like, that's not even a joke. That is like not a joke at all. Like, I've told Carly multiple times that if she ever feels like he gets out of hand, she needs to tell me. I need her to tell me that. Gambling of any type isn't in my favor. Meanwhile, my mom calls me all the time. It's like, I just took $20 to casino and walked out with 2K. I mean, listen, dude, some people can do that. You know, some people are just lucky like that. Also depends on when you go to the casinos, in my opinion. Like, holiday weekends are a bad one. Carly and I actually really like to go to the casino. There's a casino about 30-ish minutes away from us, and we actually thoroughly enjoy going to the casino. We actually think it's quite a bit of fun. Man, this feels bad because they're just going to prevent the damage that would be dealt by the red source. I think we're just going to have to arsenal the lightning press here. So, like, I feel like diplomacy is, like, fine here, but it's not great with what we're trying to accomplish. A previous turn with the E-Strike. What about pitching Funnel to Grasp and swinging a Starfall and then arsenaling the E-Strike because he has no AV? See you. So, Death, great question. The problem with that line is that rune chants do not give us the burn up value. We have to physically hit our opponent with the E-Strike to get the, like, we have to hit them with an attack to get the burn up value. Because if you read Burn Up and Shock, the left side of it says the next time an attack you control hits a hero. So hitting them with the rune chant doesn't give us the value there. If it did, we absolutely would. If it did, we absolutely would. And that's a great question. It's a great question. We're going to lightning press this and we're going to pop it. My preferred way to gamble is to buy packs and open crap for a while until I strike gold. Hey man, listen, I get it, dude. That's a real thing. There's a lot of people who like to do that kind of stuff. They like to open packs, like, and honestly, like, people make fun of me for this, but that's a form of gambling. Like, that is a form of gambling to some extent. You are opening packs hoping for the best. You are opening packs hoping for the best is what I'm trying to say. We are going to play this. Feels bad here, but it is what it is. And then I am going to play the Warmongers. And then I'm going to Arsenal the Arc Lightning. But we are doing this with the understanding that we cannot play it next turn. We are going to choose War. No natural go again. Big Sag. You can buff attacks blocking to pop Phantasm? Yes, sir, you can, Valk. Absolutely. Somebody was actually nice enough to point that out to me earlier. Now, like, I did know that before, like, we started tonight, but yes, that is very much so something that you can do. Just bought my first Dynasty box the other day and pulled a Crown of Dominion Marvel. Yo, let's go, Master G. Dude, with a name like that, of course you opened a Marvel, dude. Of course you did. Come on, man. CNC's big for what reason, Josh? I think we are going to take this one because there is a chance that I need to block Gone in a Flash, Flittering Charge, and Carapace to protect the Arc Lightning here because it really feels like that's what's coming after this. If we... Okay, we can't get blown up by the Command and Conquer here. We could get blown up by Snatch. Okay, good choice. Good choices. Good choices. We're going to throw the Lightning Surge because Flittering Charge has a potential opportunity to have go again from our hand. Surge does not. Oh, yeah. Using CMH to buff to, like, pop attacks is very good. I learned about that at 2022 Nationals, actually. A Briar player was telling me that if CMH is in play, that, like, all of those 0-for-4s are poppers, which is cool. It is really cool, honestly. Appreciate Wally playing Dromi into me. I asked Zach if he wanted to play Chain into me tonight because I wanted some experience, but I never heard back from him. Assume he's busy tonight or up to something. Oh man. Whew, excuse me. I didn't want to deafen you all with my sneezes. Yo, also, we got Josh with a big hydrate from 11 minutes ago. Sorry, Josh. I'm a little behind here. Thank you, Drew. Thank you. Yeah, you should have played Prism into me, man. Like, if you have a Living Legend Prism deck, I would have loved to have played that against you. Would have loved to have played against you with that 100%, dude. Okay. Okay. I see you, Wally. Oh my god. I have a family. Bro. I mean, I think our hand just wins the game next turn. I don't think it matters, but without AB, I think we're just in there like swimwear. Like swimwear. Bless you more. Bryce posted him beating your ass on Reinar earlier. Did he really? Wait, are you talking about Bryce? I don't remember his last name. Like Bryce that works out? Is that what you're talking about? Definitely need Prism practice for a Columbus event. All right, Josh, you hear that, man? I'm gonna need reps into you on Thursday, brother. I'm gonna need reps into you on Thursday, fam. Yeah, dude. I mean, I played against Bryce earlier, and I like tried to play combo into him, and like Bryce just had it. Bryce just had it, brother. Wasn't much I could do about it. Sheesh. Bryce Morgan. Yeah, Morgan. That's his last name. Deal Thursday? All right, man. I appreciate it. I actually appreciate it, Josh, because I do need some practice. All right, we go to 11, and we're just going to try and end the game here with. I mean, I guess technically with the Ether Ashwing, they have AB, like, he has AB1 now. But I definitely feel much more comfortable in this matchup than I did just a little bit ago. Yeah, this hand is a crazy amount of damage, bro. It's also insanely cool that you can target the dragons with the Arc Lightning if you need to. The Ball Lightning is actually cracked here. The Ball Lightning is actually cracked here. We don't even need to kill any of the dragons here. I am not going to... The frustrating part is that Wally can actually pitch this, but he would still take 1 damage IRL, and it does not work that way on Talishar. It's very frustrating. Big hydrate for Josh. Yeah, Arc Lightning being any target is insanely crazy in my opinion. Yeah, the Ball Lightning hitting Arc Lightning is crazy, and then Arc Lightning actually being any target is wild. Because it does give you the chance to really like clear the board if you need to. I think we used an Arc Lightning last game to clear off like 2 or 3 Ashwings. So see, Wally should be at 2 right now because the way the replacement effect with Ball Lightning works, it should be 2 Arcane regardless. It's very frustrating that it doesn't work correctly. I do appreciate Wally playing those 2 games into me. They were very good games, and I got a lot of very good information on how to play those matchups there. Wally helped me out a lot there. Ball Lightning plus Arc Lightning is something we've checked like 3 times. I mean, dude, it's crazy. It's actually just crazy, right? Josh, I mean, play whichever Prism you think I need more practice into. That's an honest statement, dude. Like anything that you think I need more practice into. Okay. So, man, we ended up being 7-4 tonight, but we learned a lot about the decks we want to play against, the things we needed to figure out, and we got a lot of like good reps. So tonight was a very good testing night. I feel a lot more comfortable on the deck than I did earlier today. On Thursday, we'll have Josh play some games into his playing Prism. Also, if anybody else is hanging out on Thursday and that they play quite a bit of Prism, they want to play some games, let me know. I'd be more than happy to play games. I need some practice. There's going to be a lot of Prism there. We practiced into Starvo. We've practiced into Oldham. We've practiced into a lot of the decks that I think are going to be popular. And we've now added Dromi to that list because it was a surprise addition to the late list here. But anyway, OG Prism is going to be more common. That would make sense. That would make sense, to be honest. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. I appreciate y'all being here. It means a lot. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch, whatever that button is in front of you. Make sure you hit it. It means a lot. It goes a long way. If you're not in the Discord, we'd love to have you. ! Discord. We'd love to have you hang out and talk about some stuff. And we brew a lot of stuff up in there. I think we're over 300 people in the Discord now. So there's quite a bit of people in there. No stream tomorrow, and if there is, it'll be on Twitch only. Carly and I haven't played games in a long time on a Wednesday night and streamed, but maybe we will tomorrow. Who knows? But anyway, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Take it easy, guys.